What's going on, y'all? Welcome to KISU University. Keep it a stack university. I want you guys to get your pencil and paper out. I ain't talking about your regular pencil and paper. I'm talking about this holy water. Go ahead, take y'all shit. Oh man. Mr. Burton is at it again in his antics. I've been meaning to get to this one, but now we here. So I honestly incorporate reactions to certain things that this man does, especially coming off like what are these titles, because I understand. Now, look, before I even get into detail of what I'm ready to talk about, I understand y'all gonna rock with who y'all rock with. But my thing is to understand, to know the difference between entertainment and what's real. If you following this nigga because you think that he gonna lead you down the right path and how to conduct yourself as a man, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. You know, we see the hypocrisy in old boy all the time. All the time. We catch him in lies quite often. But this looked like to be an interesting reaction video. So we gonna get straight into it. I ain't gonna hold too much more of your time. Let's get straight into this, man.
Okay, there we go. We're already done here. Why not just have fun? Amazing. Shout out to Michael. He writes, just two overweight males. Oh, God. Just two overweight males trying to justify why they can't get multiple wives, but trying to repurpose it as biblical morality.
I guarantee he smashed more than you do.
Let me just finish reading it. But knowing nothing about the Bible, amazing. He writes, misspelled on purpose. Listen, you guys said nobody's overweight over there?
Still come.
Rico, keep it real with your boy, my nil. Rico, you not overweight? And this is not to disrespect you, Rico. This is just real. Because if you look at our faces,
not overweight.
People are going to carry weight in their face, either A, based on their genetics, or B, based on overall fat content, right? Or percentage of body fat, right? Rico, you don't think you're overweight?
No.
Come on, bro. Word.
Damn.
All right, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, if we want to get into stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we want to get into real.
No, the thing is, you're trying to like disrespect.
No.
Yeah.
Listen, Jacob, you said you watched me before. You said you watched me before, and here's something we all know about.
Yeah, but we know why you do it though. You know, you do that with individuals that you know that you can do that too. Because anybody that's gonna give you that real pushback, or anybody that could potentially bust your head, I know you won't address them like that. You're gonna go ahead and address them with some reverence. I've seen you do it before. But these two individuals, let's just be honest, right? These niggas ain't got no heart, right? They ain't got no heart. So like, he knew that they suckers. Like, you could just look at the sucker in them. I know a sucker when I see one. So he's pulling this with them. So we're correct in their assessment, and you mean some disrespect by it. That's exactly what he does. And using you for entertainment purposes because he don't respect you. He think you a loser. He think you soft.
Listen, here's something we all know about Marquette Devon Burton. If I want to disrespect somebody, I disrespect somebody straight up to their face. I'm really like that. And you in Inland Empire, you're not too far from Los Angeles.
You really like that? How? How you really like that? Anybody that's really like that, don't be like, I'm really like that. Like, nah. And like I said, I just don't understand how anybody giving this nigga any grace for a nigga who really like that to allow a fruit roll up ass nigga to come pull up at his door at 2:00 in the morning to hand him a book about some pimping. That's all I'm talking about, man. I'm just trying to figure that out. But you really like that. But you wouldn't really like that to press that line. You he was really like that in to accept that book and to hold that book as a book that changed your life.
You're around people who know me. Listen, no, you're around people who know me in real life. You heard me? If I want to disrespect anybody, I disrespect them straight up. I don't have to beat around no. You heard me? And if it's
we seen you do it. We seen you beat around the bush. We seen you do it. We seen you do it.
If it's an issue,
I believe that there's examples on my channel about you beating around the bush. He just look fake. You just look at this milk dud head ass nigga. He look fake.
It ain't got to be no boxing to go all the way up. So I don't need to listen. No, hold on 1 second. Don't interrupt while I'm talking. If I want to disrespect you, I will be so vicious and disrespectful, you won't have to guess about it. I just asked him the facts, and I'll tell you why. Because the super chat said he's overweight, and he said he's not overweight. I agree with the super chat, so I asked him to see if he's a real.
Why y'all people be letting this nigga talk to y'all any other type of way? Why y'all don't get at this nigga? Why y'all don't get at him? They in the IE. Why they don't get at this nigga, man?
Real one. Because when you're overweight, God damn it, you're gluttonous, and you need to be real with yourself and fix it. I talk about 30 minutes of sweat every day. I truly believe in fitness. He's overweight. That's why I asked him that. Okay? Now listen to me. If I want to disrespect, hold on. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna stop. I will let you talk. But I want you guys both to know, if I wanted to disrespect either of you individually or both of you together, I wouldn't hesitate a second, because you's a to me. You's an answer.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna answer you.
No, real. You listen to me. You's an answer me in person.
So he's supposed to be some civilized nigga. Now all of a sudden, man, he allowed them to get out of body because they felt disrespected that you get ready to call them overweight. After probably whatever live that y'all was doing, they had nothing to do in regards to what their weight is. But now he want to act hella hard amongst some soft ass motherfuckers to prove that he like that. My nigga, you got to go in that jungle. If you want to go ahead and take the title of you being really like that, you need to go in that jungle, my boy. You don't go in that jungle, my nigga. You ain't pressing lines on people who really need lines pressed on them. Nigga, what, you just sitting over there trying to give some chocolates and some flowers to this nigga Andrew Tate? If I'm not mistaken, but you really like that. You really like that what? Because you sit over there and spar inexperienced motherfuckers? That's what make you really like that? See, one thing's for sure, and now I'm gonna talk about this nigga boxing. One thing's for sure, if you done box some people who really is skillful, you gonna understand not only is there's levels to this shit, but you're gonna have a humbleness about you. Because you understand that one, all it takes is one, and there's always somebody out there that can go ahead and put them paws on you. Not saying that you should duck anything, because y'all know I am not a proponent of sitting over there and being a sucker and ducking anything. Y'all know that. But at the same time, you still gonna have a humbleness. You still gonna have a respect toward individuals. And all this nigga does is disrespect individuals he know that ain't about shit. I can't respect a nigga like that. I can't.
Play tough on here. I can see you ain't like that. I see you ain't like that.
I'll lay you out. Quickly, dude, with the quick.
I'm in St. City, Las Vegas, little homie. You can come see about me. I'm outside every day. You not like that, homeboy. I would love to see you, player. I will eat your lunch, little homie. You not like that.
I will make you cry,
bro. You overweight. And listen, here's the thing. You're from Inland Empire. We're from a similar era. Here's how I know you're straight. You don't get cute tattoos. You got all these cute tattoos. Where I'm from, you get tattoos of your hood of your dead homies. You got all these cute, sweet homie.
Motherfucking lie. Nigga, everybody from the hood don't get tattoos of that. That's how I know you sound stupid as fuck and you just up on here just to talk. He's soft as shit. Marquette, what's his nigga name? Marquette Devon Burden. You's a soft bitch. talking hella tough. You soft. Well, we get okay. So where your tats at then, nigga? Did you say you went to Johns Hopkins, to Cal? You ain't had time to do all that. Boy, you had time to go to school. You graduated. You say you graduated with honors? You can't just half-ass do that. You got to apply yourself. So while you talking about where you from, you talking about somebody else and what the actions of somebody else. You not talking just because somebody from there, that don't mean that they participate in them acts. And that don't mean you with the shit. I know plenty of suck-ass niggas from the hood. That don't mean shit because of where you from. You sound soft. You soft.
You know what I'm saying?
You're sweet.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad,
You're
man?
sweet.
Because I can, you know, you get smashed out.
And why
That's
you got another third fruitcake in the background? Put the camera on that third fruitcake.
Is that why?
How many need to debate me?
I mean, hey, Vegas ain't
How many people do you need to debate the big homie? Boy in the background, come in front.
He ain't run nothing. He's about to
tell your boyfriend to come in the front. Why are you scared?
About him, man. We're about me.
Yeah, he talking, but he don't want to show his face. That's amazing.
Dude, you have
That's
no idea
amazing.
what I'll do to you, man.
That's amazing. Bro, you're a fat old man. You will get hurt.
People talk.
You're a fat old man with kids. You will get hurt. You need to worry about your family, Brody. You get run by a broad.
Fight you, whatever you want. Set it up.
You get run by a broad. We're not the same, Brody. We're not.
Set it up.
We're not the same.
Hold up, punk ass nigga. So he asking you to set it up, and you ain't saying nothing about setting it up. You soft. You should have stopped everything with, oh, okay, yeah. We gonna set it up. You talking like y'all down the street from each other. Why you ain't talking about setting it up?
Real quick. Jacob.
Stupid on
Fantastic. You're very tough. Fantastic.
I'm telling you to set it up.
Who's your little homie in the background?
I'm putting you on.
I just want to see your little homie because he's running his mouth. Show your little homie.
MMA or jiu-jitsu, whatever you want.
That's cute, man. But real quick, show your little homie in the background.
All your fans, you can't even say yes or no because you're scared.
Ooh,
great. I'm terrified of this little fat.
Even though I know that you really don't believe that and you not gonna follow through, I know you're not gonna follow through. You still hold him out. He quick. Y'all know how many times we didn't get the reaction on this fool. How quick was he to sit over there and talk about what he'll do to somebody physically? How he'll put the hands on somebody. Oh boy, just called him out for them ones, and he ain't saying nothing about nothing right now. Come on, G. So what, a nigga gonna get up in his comment section and tell me about, oh, he was being humble because he know what he'll do to him. Well, if you know what you'll do to, well, let's say, for instance, if that's true, if you know what you'll do to an individual, then why try to put the individual on Front Street to try to initiate like you want the outcome to end up in y'all chunking them? You're going to have a humbleness about you because you know what you're going to do to him if y'all was to go down that route. So I want to hear that shit in the comment section when this video is over. I'm just letting you niggas know that right now.
You're getting on camera, huh? Debating and twisting words around.
Listen to me, Jacob. I'll give you this. I'll tell you this.
Give me what? Give me what? You ain't gonna give me
back. I will be back in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Great.
And we gonna look. I'm gonna put you. Look, I'm pulling my calendar right now for you. Stop talking so they can hear. We're in the month of September. I will be back in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. I will definitely be back
come out to Inland Empire.
At the very latest by October 7th. Okay. So I invite you. Don't interrupt. I invite you to Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'm inviting you to come to Inland.
He out here setting up fades. He out here setting up fades like a month later. Right, they done moved on already. He setting up fades for a month later. Boy, this nigga soft. You talk about catching flights and flying people out. Why you can't catch that flight, pull up and catch that? I mean, I'm just echoing what you always say. You know, you supposed to be an important man. You out here scheduling fades for a month later. What you gonna put on your calendar? I got to fade this American Cholo looking motherfucker.
Inland Empire. Oh, there's gyms all day out here. Come out here.
There we go.
We'll go to any one of these MMA gyms. You're trying to invite me to your little, you come out here.
You're so tough, and I literally pull out my camera. I pull out my calendar, and all of a sudden you scared.
Come to me then. scared of you.
Let me ask you a question, Jacob.
I'll put the little homies on you.
You're so tough. I'm inviting you to Las Vegas on October 7th.
And I'm inviting you to come out here and spar any day right when you come back.
We're done. We're done with that.
We got 4 or 5 different gyms, whatever you want.
We're done with that. Okay, so
spar any way you
turn down the
want.
fade. That's cool.
Yeah, we are done. You're scared.
Turn down the fade. That's fine.
It's all right. Tell your audience you're scared.
No, here's I mean, shit. Both y'all ain't want it. Both y'all ain't want it. Marquette, you talk this tough shit like you go anywhere and pull up on them then. But you want him to come on your terms. He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna fly out there because he don't want to fight. And I think he done seen enough of Marquette to understand that Marquette just talking. So this is just lip wrestling right now. They ain't talking about shit.
There's a difference, bro. I live in Las Vegas. It's world-renowned. Hold on one second, Jacob.
Explain.
One second, Jacob.
Say
one second, Jacob.
No, because you're gonna talk stupid like you've been. You're a female. You redirect everything.
I hear you.
Just
like
real quick. Female constantly. I know you hear me.
That's fantastic.
Like that.
You to Las Vegas, which is a great city. After you get beat up, you get to watch a show. You invite me to Inland Empire, bro. No one goes to the Inland Empire nowhere. It's in the middle of nowhere, bro. It's not even worth my time.
Why are you scared? Answer the question.
If you don't out here because you don't want the fade, just say you don't want the fade.
No, I want the fade. I want, dude. Give me the fade.
Why won't you come to Vegas?
Give me the fade.
Vegas is a tourist destination. Why won't you come to Vegas?
Hey, how do you want it? Hold on. How do you want it?
Why won't you come to Vegas?
MMA or jiu-jitsu?
No.
Which one?
Listen.
Explain. Name one.
I promise you, if you ever show up to Vegas,
I will be.
Why is homie just sitting over there, just sitting back? Look at this motherfucker. He gonna make that shit a meme or something. Why he just sitting back? Didn't he get at him too?
See me in person. I'm gonna ask you. Do you need that fade? And I'm gonna pack you. Bro, you have no reputation. You have no background.
I know this is all
you are not official.
But because you're a little podcast.
You are not official.
But this ain't it, man. This ain't it.
You are not official, buddy.
I promise you're talking to the wrong one.
Jacob, you're a fat dude.
I will do this.
This dude is ridiculous. Like, who actually thinks this fat old man in a Hawaiian shirt is gonna see me? That boy gonna be so polite in person. It's crazy. That boy gonna be so damn polite. It's ridiculous. People really be trying to go viral out here. It's extraordinary. Now, here's a funny thing, too. It's like, bro, I live in Las Vegas. You live in Inland Empire, which means nowhere. I invite you to Las Vegas. You really want that fade? Come on, bro. Like, just pull up. We could get that in. And we don't need no boxing gloves. We don't need no MMA ring. Nah, none of that. We don't even need cameras. We shoot the fair one. We don't need to record it. We just shoot the fair one. And if you want to talk about it after, you could talk about it on YouTube. But nah, we just going to keep it G. You got no reputation at all. You let a broad run you. Here's one thing I can tell all of you guys. If you ever grew up in a hood, what you know is over here talking about, I'm going to be monogamous. That's not it. Come on, bro. You's a nut. Stop it. We don't believe you. You soft as hell.
Monogamous.
Carrying on.
What are you talking about?
Soft. Really be trying to go viral out here. They're going to end up and getting hurt. And this is the one that got him mad when he said bro is overweight. Then they just flipped out. They didn't went crazy when he said they's overweight. That's what got him mad. If y'all rewind the tape, as soon as I just asked them, I was like, bro, are you overweight? Then they got mad. Damn.
Yeah, because
it's like women when they say, do I look fat in this dress? You're like, yes, you look fat in that dress. Then they get mad. It's like, come on, we can't live in the truth? A shame. Shout to Minds Like Parachutes writes, why are there 2 testaments instead of all this confusion? Why isn't the Second Testament combined with the first? So it could all be one testament. Why was the Second Testament made? These are good questions. Shout to the ballers. Shout to Saint White. He writes, Jacob, if being faithful to one woman is the right thing, why aren't you living by that belief? Because he's not disciplined. He's not a real believer. He's a fake Christian. As many of them. How can you be true to your faith if you're not following what you know is right? These are called beta males. These are beta males. He's not following his Christianity. He's not following his male nature. He's a beta male. He's basically doing what he's allowed to do. And the female tells him, you better just have me because I'm a jealous woman and I control you. So even though you want other women, don't do it or I'll leave you, you fat, ugly guy in a Hawaiian shirt. I'll leave you.
Oh, bro, like, I'm not about to sit here and say no. That's why I stay quiet. I'm not about to sit here. I'm literally kidnapped. $5,000.
Now, here's the funny thing. number one, I was trying to put him back on so you could see him get up and have that big fat stomach. That's why they got mad when we said they're overweight. Number two, he said, I'll have somebody kidnap you for $5,000. Like, word? That's the going rate? That sounds a bit cheap. That'd be amazing, though. And number three is like, bro, like, your name is Rico Savage, according to you. Like, it's like, nobody ever called you a savage except you calling yourself a savage. I asked you off rip. I said, are you a savage? You're like, well, I had a clothing company, and the clothing company was called Savage. So now I'm just savage, but you can be savage in many ways. You can be savage in a good way or a bad way. It's like, bro, come on, man. You sweet as hell. You sweet as hell. It's all good. I'm a savage in good ways. Like, bro, come on, man. I asked you, are you a savage? Because generally in the neighborhood, you'll have a nickname, a hood name, your alias, based on you putting in work. So I just want to see, like, oh, are you about that? That's why they call you savage, because you put in work? Yeah, it's like, come on, bro. You're ridiculous. These are amazing. These are Christian gangsters out here. Christian gangsters. I've seen it all. And here's the other thing. They have some other little effeminate nerd in the background. And I said, put the camera on him.
You want to talk again? We can talk.
Put the camera on him. Like, where'd the effeminate guy go? Put the camera on him.
The what?
That's strange. Like, grown men talking, they don't want to come on camera. Like, why are they
I'm on camera. What you talking about?
Why are they talking in the background? I heard somebody say I was going to get kidnapped for 5 Gs. That's hilarious. I want to see that. I would love to see.
You were supposed to hear that, though.
I would love to see
Dude,
that.
if you know the Inland Empire, you know we're not the ones, man. I know you got to know. We grew up in this. It's what we do.
Listen, I probably slaved more broads.
When it comes to that part, stick to your podcast, player. You don't want to. You don't want to fuck with this, man. I'm being.
Listen, you got these cute tattoos. I know you're sweet, Brody. I know you're sweet. Because real ones don't get cute tattoos. I really don't
want to hurt you,
You're
player.
super sweet.
Is a cute tattoo.
You're super sweet. Show us them cute ass tattoos.
Because you're like a little baby to me, man.
Real quick, show me them cute tattoos.
Send you crying,
bro. I will break them glasses on your face. You'll be blind for life.
And I like you a lot more.
Hey, if he was talking about what real ones do from where he from, a real one ain't gonna sit over there do all this talking. They're gonna be about it. They say what? Real move in silence? Too loud. You trying to let the world know you soft. You've always been soft. You just try to punk niggas who don't want it.
But I swear to God, I like you. Tattoos. Don't make me not like you.
Just real quick, can we get a tour of your tattoos?
I know this is.
Just give us a tour of your tattoos, real quick. Give us a tour. But just give me a tour of your tattoos.
Hey, that's a good point, Larry.
Because I like you. Don't make me dislike.
That's a good point.
Give me a tour of your tattoos, real quick. Just show us the tattoos, real quick, please.
That's all I'm asking. Explain to you.
All I'm asking is just
for you're like a female.
Show some of your tattoos,
player. Like what?
Like all I'm asking you is just to show us some of your tattoos. Why are you ashamed to show us these cute tattoos
nowadays, man? They turn into females. Like
why can't we see your tattoos?
That's some shit, man.
And let me ask you another thing. Are you overweight?
I'm overweight. Yeah.
Thank you. Is Rico overweight?
Yeah, he is. We're both overweight. Okay. It is what it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm not gonna lie. But what I'm trying to say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Why did Rico?
But don't try to cook me right now because
no, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, I'm not. You said yes, and that's that, right?
All right.
Why, when I asked Rico if he's overweight, why did he say no?
I'm not Rico. I'm not Rico. But what I'm saying,
you would agree that he lied.
Well, I'm not going to go back and forth with him on that. I'm saying for me myself,
cool.
I'm back in MMA. I've been training again hard.
Fantastic.
I trained most of my life. I'm back in. I'm going to get back to where I need to be.
Okay, cool. Now here's the thing. When I asked him, so first off, I didn't just out of nowhere say, bro, you're overweight. I didn't say you're fat out of nowhere.
Just have a normal male conversation.
No, listen, just listen.
I'm listening.
I did not say out of nowhere, you're fat, you're overweight. A super chatter said you're both overweight.
Yeah, and then
I asked him to figure out
then you did too much. Instead of just reading a super chat, you did too much to try to push that line for some entertainment. Come on, like why is somebody who's supposed to have been a teacher trying to play mind games?
His self-perception to see if he's delusional.
Who the fuck he taught?
See if he's on the planet Earth. I said, "Are you overweight?" And then he said, "No," which we both know, all three of us know, is a lie. And from then, you both got sensitive. That's where it started. Yeah, no, that's where it started.
Disrespect. You were cussing. You were already going. No.
Oh,
You were
no,
cussing.
no,
You were already going, doing your thing.
No,
When
real
you're
quick.
the one
You
that
tell
said
me,
no cussing.
what did I say?
You know what
No,
I mean?
what
Like,
at that
you already
point did I
started.
say that was disrespectful?
Dude, I don't know. I'm not gonna go over the whole thing. But you started
No,
cussing.
you
at us
should know
before
because
then.
you just
No,
popped
you
off
started
something.
cussing.
No,
at us
you should
before
know.
then.
Tell me what I
That's
said
what
that
I'm
was
talking
disrespectful.
about. Marquette. The thing
How
is,
you
I
went about
like
the
you, man.
overweight?
I
No,
do. I
don't do all
really
that.
like
Don't do all
you.
that cute stuff. I'm asking you, what did I
No,
say
I
that
don't
was
do cute
disrespectful?
How you went about him
Okay,
being
I'm a,
overweight?
What
I'm a
did I
real,
say
I'm
that
a
was
real
Knew he
one.
was
disrespectful?
overweight
I'm a man, dude.
before you even
Like,
did
like,
it.
Real
like
quick,
you
just
step in front of a
Jacob,
man. I
stop.
do different
Stop with the
shit.
bull. Just tell me,
No, I don't
what did I
stop with
say
the
was
bull. I don't stop.
disrespectful?
No. You're still trying to play that woman. You tell
What was
me
disrespectful?
what's
Bro,
disrespectful
here's
female.
the thing.
That's what I'm
You're
talking
just
about,
scared.
man.
You're just
Scared
scared
of
because
what?
you
Tell me what
lied.
I'm afraid of.
You lied.
Tell me what
You
I'm
lied.
afraid of.
You
I
lied.
don't lie. I don't lie,
You
man.
did lie.
How am I lying?
Because I asked you. You said I was disrespectful. Tell me what I
You're
said
the
that
one
was
that started
disrespectful.
cussing at us first, and you specifically said no cussing. You started cussing at us, going all off. I'm like,
At the
you don't
point
talk
in
like
which
that to
I
us.
asked him, I just want to clarify so we can understand you. You're saying at the point in which I asked him, "Are you overweight?" That's when I was cussing. I was
You were
cursing
cussing
then.
at before that.
Oh,
You already
you're saying I
started.
was cursing
You
at?
already
No,
started
we're
your
gonna play it
shit
back.
before
We're gonna
that.
play it back real quick. You said I was cursing at Rico before I asked him if he was overweight. Is that correct?
Some female talk, dude. Just keep going.
Is that
No,
correct?
make your point. Make your point. I know you
No.
want to make your point.
Stop running,
like
you
a
lying
woman,
piece of.
You have a point to
Listen,
make.
homie. Listen,
Hey, dude. Like, are you kidding me?
So
Have
just
you,
know.
I've never even seen you
ask me
spar.
for that
And
fade.
You post
That's all
up.
I gotta
You
say.
post you hitting.
Just ask me for that fade. That's all there is to that. You did. Just ask for that fade. When
He
you see
already
me.
asked for it.
And here's a crazy thing. Like, you're gonna see me. Everybody comes to Vegas. Everybody comes to Vegas. If you want to see me, you'll see me. Nobody goes to Inland Empire. That's like somebody being on my live stream. Like, when you come to Kentucky, we gonna fight. Like, bro, I'm never coming to Kentucky. Like, of all the beautiful places, like, I'm never gonna show up in your random town in Kentucky, Brody. But come to Vegas. It's like a $50 flight. True story. It's a $50 flight. And if he comes and he win the fade, I'll reimburse him for the flight. You dig? But if he take the L, you got to take the financial losses with it. Come on, Brody, stop it. You don't want smoke with me. We not the same. And that's why I said, see, he tried to talk tough. Like, I'm from Inland Empire. Like, bro, like, I've been through IE. Like, you're weak out there. That's not, IE is not nothing to me. Okay. And here's the thing. If you really was a hitter in IE, when I said, show me your tattoos, you would have had your hood tatted. You would have had the dead homies tatted. That's why I don't have tattoos, because I wasn't a gang member. That's why I don't have no tattoos. And the thing is, you try.
What? What the fuck is he talking about? You have to have you had to be a gang member to have the dead homies on your. I'm so confused about what he talking about. I'm so confused because I could have sworn that other video that we did, he talking about where I'm from. We got CK out there. Y'all remember when he was talking about that shit, but you're not a gang member though. But you was talking about that letter with the K at the end. Like if he didn't get into the wrong hands on how a nigga want to see you about something, then what you gonna say? You ain't from the set, but you just told a nigga where I'm from. We have tattoos. Like shut your punk ass up. This nigga's a mark.
You're like that. You're not like that. You're a schoolboy, boy. You're a schoolboy. Okay. So you got these. I have a feeling.
Nigga, didn't you say you graduated from John Hopkins and Cal? Talking about a schoolboy? Hey, this nigga going through a whole identity crisis, man. He wanted to be hard. He wanted to shit. Hey, man, this nigga, hey, he on his Chris Brown shit, I can see. Like, Chris Brown, how the hell you want to sit over there and you some dancing ass nigga, man, that motherfuckers playing your shit left and right, and you at a status that some of them hood niggas a dream of. But you want to and go 10 steps backward to be from Fruitown, Piru. This nigga on his Chris Brown shit. He ass backwards. He's supposed to be teaching the young men on how to be real men. He's supposed to be setting an example. But the only example that he is setting is how to be a bitch ass nigga. Straight up. This motherfucker going through identity crisis. When I first seen the motherfucker, he wanted to be a pimp. Now he want to go ahead and be. Now he want to be from the hood. What's next? You gonna be, motherfucker? You done sit over there. You said you graduated with your class with honors, nigga. Anybody who graduated them classes with honors ain't got time to be in the streets because their studies is gonna take up a whole bunch of their time. But you talking about where I'm from. Where you from? Fruity ass niggas ain't knocking on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning to hand you some book. For a fruity ass nigga to knock on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning, he had to be comfortable with you. And you knew what type of dude he was. And you accepted that gift. What else did you potentially accept? The gift that keeps on giving.
Phoenix right here represents me rising in life. It's a phoenix. If I'd have showed up with like some weird tattoos,
Oh,
like,
God.
bro, like what is
And
that?
that's what we gonna start calling him.
I got West Side.
Marquette. Oh God, I'm gonna start using that. Hey, Marquette. Marquette.
Side Denver Lane tattoo right here, but what's that?
Oh, here we go with that shit. See, I told you. He's up to Denver Lane. How they got CK on his neck. Nigga, you telling me every Denver Lane nigga got CK on that neck? Shut your bitch ass up. I swear he a hoe.
Yeah, I got the Dead Homies tattoo right here. It say Cedar Block right here. I got it whacked out. Like, but what's that? Like, what's that? Yeah, come on, bro. Use a nut. Nobody who's like that gets cute tattoos. Stop playing games. Stop playing games. It's amazing. How you come on and get your religion destroyed? I just use your religion as toilet paper. You got your religion destroyed. You got your logic destroyed, and you're gonna get knocked out when I see you.
Man, that's kind of disrespectful, ain't it? Regardless if you disagree with somebody's religion or what, to trash it like that? Shit, you disrespectful, ain't you? What you talking about having respect? Shit, you probably done dish half your followers.
You and don't snitch. These are the kind of guys that are rats. You heard me? These are straight rats.
Rat. Why does that concern you? Nigga, you ain't from the set. Why does that concern you? See, that's what I'm telling this nigga going through a whole identity crisis. He's supposed to be a nigga that graduated his class with honors. A nigga that so-called created something that the school system uses. This nigga was a whole ass teacher. And he talking about rats. What the fuck wrong with this ratatouille ass nigga? You done went through all this education, all this schooling. You supposed to be doing all this big shit. But you up on this motherfucker talking about rats. Talking about where I'm from. What the fuck is wrong with this nigga, man?
These are family men trying to talk crazy to me. Like, come on, bro, stop it. You're a family man. Behave yourself. That's nonsense.
You put.
Imagine you came on for a debate, got bodied in the debate, and you're gonna get beat up. That's terrible. Imagine you're a fat old man in a Hawaiian shirt acting like you really want smoke with real savages. Come on, bro. Like your homie said his name was Rico Savage. I was like, are you a savage?
Mark.
No, man. I'm not a savage. You could be a good savage. I'm a good savage. I'm a Christian savage. And here's the thing. It's like the moment that he said, don't disrespect people, I was like, I'm not disrespecting you, which is, clearly in my view, I don't even feel like I'm disrespecting you, but you're an ant to me. If I wanted to disrespect you, I'd disrespect you. You heard me? If I want to spit in your face, I spit in your face. Like, who are you to me? You're nothing to me. Really, you're nothing to me. I could tell. Like, I could tell if we went to school together, you'd be like that little weird dude over to the side. Like, if you ever spoke up on my name, like somebody would beat you up for me. You're not even formidable.
But you didn't do that in school. You didn't do that in school. That's a horrible example. You were worried about getting good grades. I know you wasn't I can just look at you and tell when I see your sparring sometime. Nigga, you ain't no athlete. You not. You talk all that shit. Well, because you took some what? Because you done spar some, you done took some boxing lessons. You think you that nigga, huh? Nigga, what good is boxing when you got the mind of a bitch? When it's time to be up in there with them real wolves, nigga, them real hyenas, nigga. Nigga, and you fight through some adversity. You like a nigga that ain't gonna fight through no adversity. You's a bitch. Look at you right now. Look like that nigga off Ants. You got bags under your eyes, nigga. You tired? You sleepy? You sleepy, nigga? You sleepy? You ain't getting enough rest, Mark Cat. Soft ass boy. Nigga, what? What's up with you, Mark Cat? What nigga, like I understand that everybody, we all got different parts of our body is longer or maybe a little wider than another. But nigga, why is your jaw hella high and this shit hella low? Why is that, Mark Cat? Boy, you lucky as fuck, nigga, that you went bald. Cause nigga, your hairline right there where that headphone is at, nigga. So you lucky on that part, nigga. You want to act like, nigga, you just did that, nigga, for corporate reasons. Nah, nigga, because you got that Caillou hairline, nigga. That nigga got that Caillou. Hey, Caillou. Oh, dirty, San Andreas mustache having ass nigga. Mark Cat that went mad on us, y'all.
Like they probably would just come back and report that they socked you out on my behalf just to get kudos. Like, bro, we not the same out here. You's a nerd, man. You's a real nerd. Stop it out here. Look at this stuff. Like these balls is outrageous. Like, how do you think you can match up with me looking like this? This is the guy that said he'd throw hands with me. Hold up. This guy, look at this guy right here, said he will throw hands with the big homie. That's extraordinary. And then had the nerve to say, yeah, I'm overweight. Like, bro, you got all these people on your platform. Like, you need a whole team to hold you down. Like, you need 30 other people interesting and important than you to establish a presence. Bro, I'm a strong man like Conan, man. I don't need nobody, man. It's the big homie. It's a one-man army, bro. You're not like me. You's a sidekick, man. You's like Robin. I'm Batman. Come on. It's different out here, bro. That's outrageous. Look at this fat rascal right here. Where the pictures at? This dude got all these videos. Where's the pictures? Where's the pictures at? These little fat rascals right here. Come on, man. Look at this ball right here. He know damn well he couldn't see me with them hands. That's insane. Now, here's the thing. How are you going to say that you're Christian men or that you're even honorable men when you're sitting there lying? I asked, bro, are you overweight? He said he's not overweight. That's what women do. They lie and they're delusional. Then you get mad because I asked you if you're fat based on the super chat saying you're fat. I just want to see if you were deluded.
But the nigga big though. You know he big. So why even ask that question? Unless you was trying to start some shit. He that stupid?
And you are. And that's why you can't trust these beta males. This is all this is, beta males, weak males. Let's see. We got Austin. He came back. He writes 2 Peter 2:21. For it will be better for them to never have known the way of righteousness than after knowing it to turn back from the holy commandment delivered to them. That's wild, isn't it? If the Bible says that sleeping with multiple women is bad, then why does he do it? No principles. Shout out to Austin. He writes, does Jacob pay for box? Bro, we already know he paid for box. That's a guarantee. Bro was sitting up here lying his butt off talking about, I have friends and all of my friends are really successful and all of their girlfriends are really beautiful. They're dimes and they don't cheat at all. And these men don't want to be with them. They just keep multiple gorgeous, submissive women around for no reason. Like, bro, stop it. Ain't nobody getting fooled by this bull you talking. Shout out to Shahid supporting the work. Came in by just became a member at thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com. Shout out to Ray. He writes, bro is wild. From humans to animals to cells, plants, a seed is planted in multiple partners, including himself and the Bible he uses as his defense. Just admit you were trying to get browning points with a drunk babbling baddie when you made the comment, huh? Down to the atoms, things are made to spread seed, influence, what have you. Exactly. May I acknowledge Sean supporting the work, just became a member actually at thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com. We welcome you to this thing of ours. May I also acknowledge Dominic. He writes, why is a Christian man talking about promiscuous women? Where are the good women? How about that part? Saints only want to deal with lady saints long term. Never lied.
A lady saint.
Scott comes in by PayPal. He writes, tuition in a room full of Christians. It seems like you're the only one doing God's work. Keep cooking, Saint. Sir, yes, sir. Ain't that crazy? Man, these Christians be scamming like a mug. Matter of fact, I kid you not, earlier today, a Christian tried to scam me out of $30,000. That's why I started late, because I was on the phone, like, just like, bro, like, what is this contract you sent me? This is not what we discussed. Shout out to Carter. Came in via Venmo. He writes, the same way the gentleman says his friends dealing with multiple women are miserable, turn around and say all the men you know who are in monogamous marriages are miserable. That's a fact. And even more so when the marriage fails. How about that part? He further writes on Venmo, it appears that Jacob
Man, look, I don't know what all this soft ass shit that these motherfuckers be talking, bro. It's your preference, whether you want one, more than one. Two, you gonna get in what you put in. And I'm not talking about what you receive. I'm talking about on how you orchestrate it and how you setting the standard, how you holding her to a standard and holding yourself to that standard. And when the standard is high, man, all that extra shit, you feel me? All the shit that these niggas be talking about miserable and all this shit, it's because they choose to be in miserable situations, because they fell off. They not doing certain things. They not setting a certain standard. They be taking bullshit from bullshit ass bitches. That's on them, my nigga. That's why they sit over there and want to stay in situations for all the wrong reasons, my nigga. If a situation ain't serving you, then shit, why continue to be in a situation that ain't serving you? You know, you got to know the difference between, you know what I'm saying, it's a little bumpy, or just like this shit just ain't gonna never work. You motherfuckers be sitting over there staying in situations that's never gonna work. You be staying in situations with bitches that's selfish as fuck, that ain't shit, but talking about miserable, and then try to put these statistics on, whether it be from a monogamous point of view or a non-monogamous point of view. That's on the fan. Like I said, in regards to the success or it not being successful, it really falls on the man. Is you putting your foot down? Nigga, do you got that standards, nigga? Do you got shit for her to do? A lot of motherfuckers don't know how to lead. And they be putting these whole ass predicaments, and they want to claim, they want to cry and shit and talk about statistics, when all reality, whether it succeeds or not, is gonna fall on them. Okay, yeah. Did you choose the wrong woman? That falls on you, my nigga. Okay, so if you got the woman that you can work with, you feel me? Okay, so how was y'all growing? What are y'all what going after? What are you going after? What's she about? What's her mind like? All these factors and many more should be taken in consideration when you picking these females. But you niggas don't do that and then cry when the shit don't work. That's punk bitch shit. And then get up on this talking about men statistics say monogamy. No, nigga. Whether you want, like I said, whether you choose one or choose more than one, nigga, it's on you. A lot of motherfuckers ain't equipped to handle this shit.
now has a battery in his back now that his buddy is here. Y'all notice how he all of a sudden started turning up when he had some butt buddies around? He felt lit all of a sudden. He grabbing the mic from his mans. That's amazing. I want to show you guys a video clip, actually. I want you guys to see what a beta male looks like and when your own friends view you as a beta male. Let me give you guys a study in communications and if people actually respect you. Listen to what happens while he starts talking. He's in his own office because he said he put the studio in his own office that he owns. Those people on that podcast are his employees. Watch how they treat him. And if your woman ever does this to you, if your friends do this to you, they cut you off while you're talking. It shows you that they don't respect you. They think you're a broad. Watch this.
Because I don't like to manipulate the mind, right? In a sense where I'm going to say, okay.
But it goes
but let me finish.
Let me finish. So you're telling me your own female assistant that works for you is interrupting you and talking over you? Man, I wish a broad would. You heard me? So a broad interrupts him. Now let's carry on. Let's see how.
Hold up. We've seen it quite a few times of a bitch interrupting you. That was on your show. And you chose to respond in a passive nature. I remember a bitch. Y'all remember we did that reaction? Bitch was talking that rah-rah. You ain't had none of that motherfucking shit till the bitch sit over there and wanted to be on your side and talk like, we thank you for the opportunity. Then you want to talk about the bitch when she gone. Shut your coward ass up.
Weak he is and how little position he has in his own office with his own employees interrupting him.
So then you guys can jump in. So biblically, we are actually not meant to be with multiple people. It is. Hold on, let me finish.
Hold on. Let me finish. There he goes again, getting interrupted again by his own employees. They're not even on camera and they're interrupting him. And it's ironic because he just cut off the broad and said, don't interrupt me. Let me finish. Then another dude starts interrupting him. It's a clear indication you're a beta male. Men don't respect you. Women don't respect you. They cut you off when you're speaking. You're a peon. And they know you're a peon subconsciously, but they don't tell you. That's why you haven't gotten mad and fired him yet. But you're going to get mad at him today after watching this. You wish people would be my employees. I'm talking into a camera. I already told one person not to interrupt me. She should have already known that. Then you interrupt me after that. It's a clear show. You're the beta male in the room. You're the weakling in the room. Even though you got the money, you still don't have the power. You're weak, Brody. And that's why these beta males always try to arrange the world so they can survive. That's all they're trying to do. The beta males are trying to survive. Why? Because the big boss dog, the reason they hate polygyny, they don't want me to have 3 of them girls because they're going to end up with 0. Too many of us got 3 or 4, they end up with 0. That's how the beta males operate. But wise women don't want to be with a weak man because this boy over here talking crazy, I change his whole life. In real life, I change his whole life. Imagine he brought up the fade. I ain't bring up a fade because it's ludicrous. Y'all both look like fat old men. It's ludicrous. I'll be bullying you. I ain't bring up a fade. He brought up a fade. I said, come through the same city. You heard me? He didn't want to come through. It's the fight capital of the world. And there's also great tourism. You heard me? I'll beat you up, give you a 2-piece. Then you could go to a fine restaurant and get a 2-piece. It's a great place. But he didn't want to come. Talking about come to the Inland Empire. Brody, why would I go to a backwater? There's no logic there. Come on, man. Just say you're scared. Say you're scared. Anyways, back to him getting cut off by his own employees in his own office.
Let me finish.
Let me finish.
Dude, it says one man, one woman.
Hold on.
One man, one
Then you hear another person in the background cutting him off. That's crazy.
woman. That's what it's supposed to be. One man, one woman. It's in the Bible. It's talked about like that. And I believe that. I truly do because I feel like you know you're doing wrong if you're being with multiple women. Period. Like I'm not a fool. Like I know what I was doing.
Bro is cute. He got a grenade tattooed on his hand. That's so cute. That's amazing.
What I'm doing is wrong. I'm not going to sit there and convince myself.
Bro is a fat rascal sitting in a video game chair just filling it up like a walrus.
Like I'm some fool trying to convince myself that, hey, what I'm doing is...
Oh, and by the way, Brody is a fan. Like, in case you guys didn't know, like, shout out to my fans. You heard me? Bro is an actual fan. Before we went live, he's like, yeah, man, I've been watching your stuff for like 2 years. You're great. You're great, man. And if you look at his YouTube website, I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite.
That's why he holds you out, because he know that when you call somebody out for the fade, he know that you ain't gonna stand on it. You just do that shit for talk. That's why he did it. Like I said, I knew it made sense.
YouTuber, all of them. What do? They bootleg what I say: health, wealth, relationships. Health, wealth, relationships. I'm a fan. I've been watching you for 2 years. And you look at his explanation. What is he saying? Everything I say: leadership, right? Health, wealth, relationships, all in different words. Come on, bro. We see it a million miles away, man. Stop trying to steal from your boy. Be original.
Not wrong. I'm going to keep doing it. No, I'm going to at least acknowledge that what I'm doing is wrong, but I'm just going to keep doing it. But I'm not going to, I feel like that's very scary to try to manipulate your own mind to believe that that it's all these women.
When women are nobody, you don't want to listen, bro. That's crazy. Like, he got cut off 30 times by his own employees. And he's over here trying to argue, like, virtually while I'm absent, argue with me. I'm God to him. You hear me? He following my footsteps. You dig? He done bootlegged all the ism and put it on his YouTube page. Like, yeah, man, I teach leadership. You don't teach leadership. You follow leadership. Quit lying, you fat rascal. Who wants to learn from an overweight man? Come on, Brody. Stop it, please. 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 This lady writes, I'm truly disappointed. Male perversion is the real problem, end quote. Said by the man contradicting himself, arguing nonsense. All the best to all three of you gentlemen. She has no photo. Shout out to Nicaragua. He writes, these two went from Christians to gangsters. Wow, bro. Indeed, they did. Shout out to Leonard, supporting guy. I appreciate it. And I also acknowledge Tyree. Shout out to Nicaragua. Writes, this dude has man boobs, trying to be tough. That's what killed me when I was like, Rico, are you fat? And bro, like, clearly has a little bit of, like, what's that jiggling? What's that jiggling? Bro clearly got a booty on his chest talking about, no, I'm not overweight. Like, bro, you are in womanly denial. That's crazy. You're a delusional grown man on TV where everyone can see you. Stop it. None of the above writes, I call it weak.
Loser. Once again. We proved that he a loser. Hold on real quick. Let me see how all this started real quick. Let me get it like a little clip. A little soft. Give me a second. Let me whip some can't go out like that. Hold up. The Saints. Let me see. Where that shit at? Rages. It's obliterate. Oh, so he had put this up more than once or something? Where the whole thing at? Where the whole thing at? Or did he do it on something? I remember, like, when I looked at this, that there was like a 3 hour or something where he did with his bitch ass. Hold up. Pussy ass boy. Let me see. Unless he took it down. Oh no, it probably was live. That's why. Let me see. Is this it? It looked like it. There you go. Yeah, them whole ass niggas was live. Let me see something. Let's see where all this stem from, man.
Okay, yeah, my name is Jacob Costas from House Over Baz podcast. We're a fairly new podcast. Business owner, been around for a while. Been a business owner for about a decade. So I appreciate you having me on. And yeah, let's get to it.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you coming on. And you're from Inland Empire?
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to the IE. I didn't grow up in IE, but I've made a lot of moves out there in the IE. What are some of the towns out there? Is that Rialto?
Yeah. So my company.
But he was talking like the IE was supposed to be nothing though when he was trying to get at him. Look how fake this nigga is.
Fontana. So I have a diesel repair facility. I'm in Fontana. Yeah, but I live in Upland. Yeah. What about you?
Montana, Upland, Rialto, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
My primary residence is in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, but I made some moves. I had a gorgeous Puerto Rican chick out in Fontana back in the day, so I used to slide out there here and there. And you said you're in what business? You said diesel?
I have a big rig facility, about an acre. It's I work on all big rigs and fire trucks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations on your business success.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I built a studio inside the one of the offices.
No wonder you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's a beautiful thing. We're going to have a good conversation today. I can really tell. I'm excited for it. Let's go ahead and do two things. Number one, I want to always honor those folks who support the work. There was a gentleman who had sent in a
Let's get
question.
straight to the talk.
Do some referencing of biblical text, just because that was the basis for which we're having this conversation.
Making, dumber decisions, just not really caring. But I mean, now as a business owner and with employees, I have other people's, lives in my hand. So
Yes,
I have
you
to
do.
make smart decisions. I can't just make, dumb decisions and, party with that money like I used to do back in the day.
Fair enough. And I do want to let everyone know that I don't speak as a religious person, as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a Jew. We will do some referencing of biblical text, just because that was the basis for which we're having this conversation. I do want to note for all of the believers, be you Christian, Muslim, or Jewish, you pretty much have the same line on interest. And it's simply summarized right here, according to Leviticus 25:37, quote, "You shall not lend your money at interest," which is to say, if you give it out, don't charge interest. Exodus 22:25 stipulates, quote, "If you lend money to another of my people with you who is poor, you shall not be like a money lender to him. You shall not exact interest from him," which is to suggest that interest is a fairly
Nigga, shit. If I give a nigga, shit, nigga, motherfucker, shit, I need shit in. At minimum, shit, nigga. Nigga, read some motherfucking bonds in this motherfucker, nigga. I'm giving shit out, nigga. I need my interest semi-annually, nigga.
predatory, cruel thing, generally speaking. Now, I'm not saying this as a business person. I'm saying this as, like, if you're one of the persons who follow the word, whether your word is the word of the Christian God, the Muslim God, or the Jewish God, which are all of the Abrahamic faiths, then you should not use interest. It is a wicked thing. Now, if you're a business person and you can be on the money lender side, absolutely. It sounds like a good idea. But anyways, I just want to throw that out there for all of you all who believe yourselves to be believers, because a lot of things, especially on the Christian side, seem to be forgotten. In fact, just this morning, there's a Christian that seems like he was trying to cheat me out of an extra $30,000. Amazing. But this is the world that we are in. Anyways, I'm going to continue on. So the gentleman states that he had multiple credit cards. I say no one should have any. And we see that he suffered for that. He suffered. That is why I give you this advice. He says he wants to purchase his first home, which is a beautiful.
On that Google shit, on that Bible verse, right? What version is that nigga sitting over there reading that shit? Was that supposed to be from that, what you call that, American version? What's it called? The ASV or something like that? Is that where he Googled that shit from? I remember when the NIV was made, and they were supposed to give things from a more clearer text. They were supposed to, like, where we all can understand it. But in our reality, whether it be like the King James version, whatever the case, I understood it. When it said thou shall, and when it talked about, so I understood it. Because some of the things that I seen and how they were trying to interpret for the so-called clarify it, it didn't seem to be in alignment with certain other versions. I'm gonna just leave that there.
Full thing. Highly recommend that if it makes sense for your trajectory. He writes, "I'm embarrassed to say that I have $10,000 in credit card debt due to dumb spending." Anything on a credit card is dumb spending. I don't care what you pay
James
for.
Dilla.
And the good news is that $10,000 is not that much. Would you agree? Especially you being a business owner now, $10,000 is really chump change, right?
Yeah, no, I have to, just to survive in business, I have to make 25,000 a week or I go under. So, yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
he said to survive, I must week. Exactly.
Yes.
So that's the good news, is that 25,000 is not going to mean much to you. unless you're suffering on the wrong side of compound interest. He writes, also, I'm paying off my car. I have $8,000 left till it's fully paid off. I was thinking of stopping my credit card payments.
I remember back in the
use
day
that money toward paying off my car.
I remember back in the day, I was forced to go to this Bible study thing. It was like, I think it was like every Tuesday, I went down to this place. I forgot what it's called, but I was forced. My mama forced me. It was like every week too. I'd be tired as hell. It'd be on the school night too. And in the Bible that was supposed to be from a they had the NIV version. And shit, we used to just go over all these lessons and shit. It was like a weekly thing. I hated going there. I hated going there. I ain't even gonna lie. Nigga, I'd be tired, nigga. I'd be tired as shit. Like, nigga, I just sit over there, my nigga. I think I'm playing football. Nigga, yeah, I'm going to school, and then I gotta go to this Bible study, and they giving me homework on top of the homework I got for school, on top of the playbook that I had to learn for football. I hated that shit.
What are your thoughts about this idea? Thank you for your time. Peace to the saints. Now, that is the part that I think is most interesting. And I'm really happy that he asked me that, because it seems as though he was really about to make a decision that would cause him to suffer. What do you think? He's saying he's going to stop the credit card payments and focus on paying off the car.
So he's just not going to pay the credit cards anymore. He's going to mess his credit up.
That's what it sounded like based on how it was written.
No, that's
I need to
really
get a
bad.
baseline for what they was talking
the credit in the United States is the most important thing. Really, if you think about it, it's better to have better credit than $100,000, because you can always go and get $100,000. You know, so I mean, credit is everything out here. So I don't think that's a smart move at all.
I agree with your conclusion, which is it's not a smart move. I don't agree with the underlying logic, which is why it's good to have two perspectives on here. Yeah. Would I rather have credit, or would I rather have 100,000 cash? Well, I'd rather have the cash. Number one, you mentioned in the United States is very important. That's actually quite true. Around the world, there's a lot of things you can do with cash that would be far.
Well, Mark Cat, he's a businessman that at minimum makes 100,000 a month at minimum, and you are a motherfucker that just on YouTube getting secondhand information. You'll get secondhand information from others from their point of view, or you'll try to read an article and then try to spew it on what the fuck you talking about. That's why I always say, who am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to a businessman who's actually in the field and actually doing it? Or I'm going to listen to a loser who thinks that everything that comes out of his mouth is gospel? I think I'm going to listen to the businessman. You know, credit, as much as motherfuckers, you feel me, don't like the system, it's important to have. It's important to have it on the back burner, even if for some reason you in a position where you don't have to use it or whatever the case may be. If that's how you get down, or if that's how your life, but in all reality, man, shit, that credit, man, it's important. Shit, use it to your advantage. Shit, it can go ahead and make your life a little easier in obtaining certain things. Shit, I just got like, I remember credit was just, I'm like, nigga, something just as small as me qualifying for like hella deals, and for like a lower phone bill at T-Mobile when I had switched to T-Mobile, and they had like a soft pull on my shit. And when they ran my credit, I forgot what it was for though, but it was very, very beneficial for me. You know what I'm saying? And what I was getting, like some of the things that I received, I forgot what it was. But I know at that time, I was like, hell yeah, I'm glad I got good credit. You know what I'm saying? Like good credit come and be beneficial to you, you feel me, in ways, you feel me, that you may not even expect it to. You know what I mean? But you should always be on top of it and understand it and understand how to build it. You know, the members, did I talk about that shit? If not, I think I need to. But yeah, credit is important. Fuck what Marquette talking about. You know what I'm saying? Especially in today's time, 100,000, that ain't shit. That ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It's something, but that ain't shit though. You know what I mean? That ain't shit. Especially if you in California. Especially if you in California. Fuck what Marquette talking about. When Marquette talk about shit like that, he just blows his hand that he ain't a businessman the way that he try to go ahead and portray himself to be. Fuck what Marquette talking about.
Are more advantageous. And in most countries, you can't get credit. Like if you're a foreigner in another country, which, like for example, as we speak, you can see that the sun is out. I'm assuming the sun is not out where you are in the United States, right?
Yeah, no, it's out right now still. Yeah.
Oh wow, what time?
It
Oh yeah,
doesn't go out.
you're
It
in.
doesn't come down to like around.
Yeah, Dylan. Oh my God. Shit. But a lot of that shit I remember. A lot of that shit stuck with me though. That's why shit, growing up doing all that shit. Shit, that's why I be so sharp with the motherfucking verses. They did have a nigga sharp on the verses though. They did have a nigga sharp.
7 now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I forget you're not on East Coast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like for example, in this country that I'm in right now, if I had no cash and I just had credit, even if I had excellent credit in the United States, I couldn't do anything. But with $100,000, I could buy a proper apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, brand new build in a nice part of town.
That's how I know he ain't on shit. Credit is important. Nigga, when he said about credit, my nigga, my mind just started thinking about a whole bunch of things. A whole bunch of things. We ain't gonna get into that because that ain't what the video is for. We ain't got that time at this point to do. But that's how I know he don't know shit. Y'all sure y'all won't listen to this motherfucker? Especially about life-changing things, about business moves, when this motherfucker trying to downplay how important credit can be? How important debt can be? Debt ain't always bad. There's such thing as some good debt now. There's some such thing as some beneficial debt now. I don't know what the fuck old Marquette talking about, but he don't know what the fuck he talking about. He sound like a nigga that got like a 500 credit score, nigga. Cause I don't know what the fuck he talking about, nigga. Credit is beneficial. Like I said, there's certain things where you possibly could get around it, but more than likely, especially the average person, is not going to be in that position. So I don't know what the fuck Marquette talking about. I'm not gonna change this nigga name, Marquette.
Furthermore, with cash, you can also work out deals. You can negotiate things. You can get seller financing. You can do so many things with cash if you're a clever business person. With credit, you're fairly crippled. But the most important thing is if you have credit without cash, then it really isn't going to help you anyways because you're going to get into a debt trap because you won't be able to pay.
Yeah, my stance.
What?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please go ahead.
Well, my stance was if you're a business owner, really. So as a business owner, credit is better than the cash,
nigga,
because I can do so much more. I can get so much more money.
Nigga, how the fuck you think you was able to build? He don't know what the fuck he talking about, bro. He do not know what the fuck he talk. Wow, this nigga Marty, bro. These niggas really be listening to this nigga. This shit is crazy, my nigga. He sound dumb as fuck. Why is this business owner not whooping this nigga feet in this shit, or he just don't want to go there? In regards to credit, he do not know what the fuck he is talking about, my nigga. Good credit. Now, good credit ain't the all in all be all, nigga. On certain things, of course, there's certain else, especially, it all depends on what you're doing. Yes, you got to have other factors involved, but good credit can make your life a whole lot easier, my nigga, than especially having bad credit. You see all the time, even when it come down to people trying to get certain things, even something as something like a place to stay, a place to have your roof over your head, nigga. Credit is involved in that. Fuck this nigga talking about. Niggas gonna see what that credit is. You were a responsible human being. Oh, okay, yeah. Look at that credit score. You responsible? Fuck you talking about? You gonna look at that credit and see shit. They try to give you some money. They give you 100,000. They give you 500,000. Shit, is he more than likely to be able to go ahead and pay me back? Fuck you talking about, nigga? You sound stupid as fuck. Bro, he is an ignorant nigga. I thought you was a John Hopkins attendee. I thought you was a Cal graduate. I thought you was a teacher. I thought you was a nigga who been in the business world. Evidently, that was all for nothing, and that seemed like a lie. Just like that failed ass shit that you said that you created for the school that didn't last, nigga. Like this only lasted for like 2 seconds, nigga. And you want to get up on here and talk about how accomplished you are. How the fuck, nigga? How is this nigga accomplished? You talk about all this hard shit too. Matter of fact, we gotta put this out there, bitch ass nigga. You was sitting over there talking all that shit about Kevin Samuels, but you're gonna shake his hand when you seen that nigga on site. You was a bitch. Nigga, I don't know about you, Marquette, but where I'm from, if we say it's on site, Marquette. Where I'm from, if you say that you're gonna do something and you didn't do it, there's consequences to pay, Marquette.
And from SBAs, from grants, from all these different things I can go after. With bad
Grants
credit,
are not credit though.
no, it's not. But there's certain grants you can get into though. I have a grant lady that I'm using previously right now, and there's specific things. They're not necessarily considered grants still.
Fuck what Marquette talking about. Nigga, take it from a nigga, my nigga, who know the power of credit. Take it from a nigga who know the power of credit. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be somebody in the comment section, my nigga, who also can attest to the power of credit. Fuck what this nigga talking about. Listening to this peanut head ass nigga is gonna get you, nigga, in a world of trouble. That shit sound dumb as fuck. Common sense will tell you that you need good credit in America, nigga. That's common sense. Beanhead ass nigga.
But just certain things you can do when you have. It's a little behind the scenes type stuff. I'm sure you probably know.
Let's get to
so you're completely right, and that's happening now.
That's a great perspective. And that's one of the things I really appreciate about people who House Over Bass. Got it. House Over Bass. That's the YouTube channel. Here it is right here. I'm just gonna turn this on and see if I can refresh this, and then we're gonna get into it.
What are you talking about? Promiscuous women?
How a guy can still love you and sleep with other women. We're built like that. You're not built like that. You are built to be monogamous. A lot of men. Okay, so we're gonna go bit. Actually, you know, I'm gonna play the whole thing all the way through. I'm gonna play the whole thing all the way through. Then we're gonna go back and we're gonna chop it up. Okay. How about that? How's that sound?
Hey, I'm ready, man. Yeah.
Look how humble he was at the beginning, and then he tried to go ahead and switch up. He does this normally with guests like this. And don't tell me you staged this before, because that ain't very real about you. For somebody who said that he's a serious man, who's about being real, I hope we're not staging shit like this.
To Drip, he writes, peace to the saints. May also acknowledge Majesty supporting the work. He writes, just picked up the Black Box. Peace to the saints. Nothing is free. For those of you who want to check out my book, The Black Box, I highly recommend it. It's a true story of great inspiration that helps you navigate in this day. You can get a paperback at Amazon.com. Just type in The Black Box, Marquette Burton, or you can go to thesassin.com. That's THESASN.com and pick up an ebook. Shout out to Jose. I built like that. So that was the first premise.
Mm-hmm.
A man can sleep with other women. We're built like that, which is a reference. Our actual.
I'm hoping not. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm talking about. So like, how I always look at things is right and wrong. Am I going to still tell the people it's still right to have multiple women? No, but that's what I do. That's what all my boys do. But am I going to?
Who the fuck is somebody else to tell you what's right and wrong in your life? Nigga, the laws didn't change. There was shit that was right years ago that's supposedly wrong now. Who the fuck is a nigga to tell you what's wrong or right in your shit? Nigga, if you think nigga having multiple is right, if you think it's not, do it. Who the fuck is anybody to tell you what's wrong or right in your life? They're not living your shit. They ain't been through what you've been through. They don't have the same experiences. Your way may work for you, but it may not work for somebody else. Definitely somebody else's way probably ain't gonna work for you. Everybody got different paths and have different outlooks on life. Who the fuck is this nigga to tell you what's wrong or right?
Teach that to people, because I feel like that's because these people, dude, the men nowadays, they're taking everything you say in as law.
Facts.
I feel like they're just like
and they
all that
bitches
in.
for that too.
They're gonna believe almost
anything. I said it, nigga. You's a hoe if you listen to a hoe ass nigga. That makes you a hoe. You are who you hang out with. You are what you consume. If you consume pussy ass shit, you gonna start having pussy ass ideologies, nigga. And nigga, listening to this hoe ass nigga, you got to get that hoism up out of you. He thinking the shit that he doing is how see somebody watching this nigga and they thinking that's how a man's supposed to conduct himself. Not understanding that's how bitch ass niggas conduct themselves. You gotta get the hoism up out of you, my boy.
Anything nowadays, these women and men, the youngsters, are taking it all in and they're just becoming like zombies to, especially people like on YouTube and all this. They're becoming zombies to that. So do I do it? Have I gotten more women because I'm good at that? Yeah. But is it right? That's my
yes, right.
my comeback on that, you know?
Yeah. Well, let's address that. I think that's a meaningful point. Shout out to Young Carlos, who just supported the work via Venmo, writes, "We'll catch the replay." Saying, appreciate you. Shout out to the real one supporting the work. Number one, when we talk about right and wrong, and we're talking about a male having multiple women, I talk about this in the context of a committed relationship, which is to say that you're not dealing with women indiscriminately. I encourage guys, hey, if you're going to deal with a woman who can offer something to you personally. I like women who are both attractive and wealthy. You heard me? No broke chicks on my side. And also, if you're going to deal with a woman, deal with her in the context of a committed relationship. You might use the term marriage, but we don't mean in the legal sense. So you might have one wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives. I encourage those in my community, those who are saints, upright men, leaders, the stronger of men, to procreate.
But if we're gonna keep that shit a bad, why even consider it? Since you said keeping it a stat, since you said right, and I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree, but words that come out your mouth was in regards to marriage is based on a religious institution. You say you don't identify with no religion. So why even consider it anything in regards to that, or even want to participate in something like that, if you ain't even got no dealings with a religion? I'm just playing devil's advocate right now, y'all. I'm just going ahead and just allowing somebody to just put thoughts in the air. That's all I'm doing at this point right now. I'm just putting thoughts in the air. Doesn't make sense to me. You know? I'm not saying to not do it or to do it. I'm not saying it doesn't have benefits or don't have benefits. Because if you ask me now, I say that is, especially with a solid one, it does have benefits. But going off of what he says and how direct he claims to be and how specific that he would like to be, or he say that he claims to be, then why would he even consider something like that?
To multiply. Why? Because we need more good people. It turns out that the persons who are low IQ and wicked, they multiply in great numbers. They spread like pathogens and disease around the earth. So, you have the guy who doesn't have enough money to take care of a kid,
find that untrue.
Guy who's himself dysfunctional. He gets a chick pregnant, leaves her as a single mother. He goes off, lets the government pay for it, lets the taxpayer pay for it, lets the woman struggle on her own. What I'm saying is that it is fine if you would select to have 1 wife, 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives. but you need to have it in the context of a committed relationship, and women need to be willing to follow your program. That is how they secure their support. A man is not responsible to support a woman who does not follow his program. So on the basis of that, a man is entitled to multiple females, and it is in line with male nature, and it is sound biblically as well. I yield the floor.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that at all on that part is biblically. So through the text, the Bible, it's always one man, one woman. Is it? Become one flesh. I people like to try to twist the words, but it's really one man, one woman. You become one flesh together. Now, even like I said in the video, for thousands of years, men had multiple wives and concubines, but God in the Bible, it spoke about God frowning upon that. Now,
okay. So you've referenced the Bible 3 times, but you've given me 0 Bible verses. Some of the ones you've referenced, I kind of have a sense of which one you're speaking of. So reference some scripture for me so that we can ground this in the Bible. And I first want to also state that, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to let you go. What scripture do you want to refer to since we're talking about the Bible and the word?
I mean, everybody always goes back to even Genesis. God's original intention was for one. That was Genesis 2:24, and then they have another one. Says in Deuteronomy, it says God condemns kings from taking on multiple wives. So in Deuteronomy,
let's hit Genesis 2:24 first. I'm gonna just pop this up for you. So we got Genesis 2:24. And
I can't see it, but go ahead.
Appreciate you. Genesis 2:24. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh.
So it's wife, not wives, too.
Okay.
So I mean,
so let's talk about the one flesh part, which is critical to your argument, and this is how we got to break it down. But first, for all of those men who are watching, I want you guys to understand a couple of things. I want you to use your brains here. Number one, is God all-knowing?
I got a whole bunch of thoughts to say, but I think I might hold them to myself right now in regards to this text.
That's a question for you. Is God all-knowing? Well, I think in the Bible it says God is all-knowing. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, God is all-knowing. That's number one. Number two, did God create man?
Yes.
Okay, we all agree on that. God is all-knowing. God created man. Therefore, God should know man. Would you agree there?
Yeah.
Great. So God would know man's nature, number one, how he's likely to behave, what he wants, what he seeks. And then furthermore, God should know man's level of understanding.
Shit.
My challenge to reasonable, intelligent, upright men is to ask yourself, why would God have you play a guessing game? Right? Like much of the Bible is a guessing game. It's like you don't even know what's going on. It's unclear. And we're going to see here because we're going to dig into this text. And mind you, we're already dealing with the translation of a translation of a translation. We're like 3 translations deep. But anyways, we'll play with it.
Mm-hmm.
And you should always also ask yourself, well, why is the Bible so complex when most men are simple-minded? This is for the reasonable, intelligent people. Use your brains. Now, let's get into the part that you were talking about. You referred to the following scripture. I'm going to go ahead.
But we're going to listen to what they're saying.
And pop it back up. And this is a scripture that is commonly referred to in arguments against polygyny, even though polygyny is clearly demonstrated at various points in the Bible. So number one,
I really want to listen to see if Mark Kett is going to lean on his own understanding, or is he going to actually quote verses in the Bible? Is he actually going to speak on what it is, on what it says, or what he interprets? Because I don't think that he's a bright man, so I don't think that his interpretation could really be all factual when it looks like he lacks to supposedly be common, but in our reality is uncommon. I don't know why they say common sense. You should say uncommon sense, because if it was common sense, then you would have a whole bunch of people in the world displaying common sense, but they don't. So that to me tells me it's uncommon.
Why a man leaves his father and mother, leaves them, and is united with his wife, and they become one flesh. I think just number one, from a linguistic standpoint, the structure of this sentence, if you were a regular human being and you wrote this sentence, your English teacher would tell you to rewrite it and probably break it into two separate sentences because it doesn't make sense together. That's number one. I'm not afraid to say it doesn't make sense because it doesn't really. But let's talk about this piece about, and they become one flesh. This is critical. This language is not only used here in reference to a man laying with his wife, the one flesh concept that you're trying to suggest means that you should only have one wife. That it doesn't say that. It doesn't even suggest that. But there's another place in the Bible where it refers to a man becoming one flesh, and it was not referring to his wife. Do you have any sense of what I might be referring to?
No, I don't right now.
Okay, fair enough. So there's another place where it talks about one flesh. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16 talks about two becoming one flesh. And in this case, it refers to a man sleeping with a prostitute. So if a man sleeps with a prostitute and thereby becomes one flesh with the prostitute, what it indicates textually is that is a metaphor for sexual intercourse. And that makes a lot of sense because in the sexual act, you do become joined in one flesh. So it is, in fact, a metaphor for saying that you have intercourse with that person. And in this case, it referred initially in your verse to the wife, and in the verse that I just referenced to a prostitute. So what it is explaining to you, and what's the similarity between these two situations? Because the language the Bible uses is you become one flesh. So what's the similarity between a man being with that prostitute and being with his wife? It's not the bond of marriage, and it's not the lack of marriage. It is joining in the sexual act. So when they speak of one flesh, it is speaking of the sexual act. It is not speaking of the man being monogamous only with one woman.
Yeah. So even in the Bible, though, it speaks on when men become, we're becoming, as many women as you sleep with, you're becoming one flesh with them all. I mean,
okay, but can we, before you go on to that, can you yield that your point about that first verse you shared, suggesting that a man is only supposed to have a limit of one wife? That Genesis chapter 2, verse 24.
No, I still,
we should have watched.
So to me, it does still, because what it's saying is that is what we are meant to be. One flesh. Now,
are you interpreting, or is that what it says?
That's what I mean. It says one flesh,
but it also says you became one flesh with a prostitute. So does that mean that
I'm listening what you guys saying? You can't do that, because you're going off of what you interpret too. You got to stop it. You got to stop it. You can't call him out. That's why I told you he lives in hypocrisy. Like I said, I'm not saying, I'm trying to be careful with my words on this one. I think I'm gonna try to refrain from let you know my thoughts on this one. I'm gonna try to watch my mouth on this one, on this part at least. But that's hypocrisy on Mark Kett, because he was going off of how he interpreted. He was trying to piece it together. And that's how a lot of people do. They always go and lean unto their own understanding on how they interpret it. You know? When a lot of this shit is cut and dry. But he going off of what he interprets. You can't call nobody out if you trying to go ahead and get your Scooby-Doo on. And I'm not saying that you're wrong into thinking in depth, because I be thinking in depth and breaking shit down, and maybe have a question like this and then tie it together. You know, I like to do this shit. This shit right here, when you talk about shit like I like this shit. I engage in conversation off the internet about the Bible and any other books quite often. So I like doing this shit. So I'm just, but you got to be careful with your words though, because you can't condemn anybody else for, saying what they got from the scripture and how they perceive it, and you're doing the same thing, and you're trying to criticize him for doing the same exact thing that you were doing. That's all I'm saying. Like, you got to understand what you're saying, and you got to understand how you present it. That's why you got to be careful with your words. Like, how you start your sentences off can protect you from sounding like a hypocrite, whether you meant it or not. You could be like, you know, in this text, and this how I take it. This is from my understanding. This is how I'm taking from my life experiences, from my knowledge, from how I see shit, and yada yada yada. This is how I'm taking the information, and yada. And then you go to explain it. But the shit that you doing, like, it just be so hypocritical, my nigga. It ain't even funny how hypocritical that you be.
You should only have that one prostitute for the rest of your life?
Well, no, because we're still, that's a decision that the man, we still make our own decisions. The decisions to becoming one flesh with them, which is wrong. They're still doing wrong by doing that, though.
Right. And that's because it's adultery. But adultery is actually defined in the Bible based on the woman's marital status. So it's defined based on, is that woman your wife? Yeah. If you're sleeping with a woman who is not your wife, then that is adultery for both parties involved, the male and the female. And the reason it is described negatively when you're laying down with the prostitute is because she is in fact not your wife. So
he
my
shouldn't
point
be laying down with the prostitute. He shouldn't be laying down with her in the first place.
She's not his wife, and you're not supposed to have intercourse with persons who are not your wife.
Well, a prostitute or anybody that, exactly. Same thing.
People who are not your wife.
Yeah.
Right. But going back to this verse here, this verse does not clarify at any level that a man is limited to one wife.
Pull up some verses and shit. We ain't got that time tonight.
I mean, we're going to keep going back and forth on that, but I can tell you, I mean, it says one wife. It says wife.
All these niggas.
It would have said wives.
Oh, wives with an S. You're saying it would have said wives with an S. Aha, that's fascinating. Okay, so since you're saying the Bible would have said wives with an S if we were permitted to have wives, then we must ask ourselves, is there anywhere in the Bible where it speaks of multiple wives?
Well, it does. I mean, Solomon, he had multiple wives, and
Solomon had multiple wives. Okay. And concubines. What? Solomon was living good. Okay. Yeah, anyone else have multiple wives?
A lot of people in the Bible did. I mean,
a lot of people have multiple wives.
Most of the men had.
They gonna make me pull up a multitude of verses in regards to adultery. I could tell that he is not well versed in understanding the Bible, and he's not either. So you can't correct somebody if you are not well versed, because there was holes in what you said in regards to adultery. If you're going to talk about adultery, you need to go ahead, you feel me, and speak in its entirety to give clarity on what adultery is for the man and the woman. Because it does say that specifically in the Bible. You know. But for time's sake, I ain't gonna talk your ear, because the way that they going, I can fuck around and be up on here all night, my nigga. And I ain't got all night, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got all night tonight, man. You know?
Had multiple wives.
Most of the men in the Bible had multiple wives, and the Bible is supposed to be a good book filled with prophets and messengers and people leading us out of evil and strife. So if most of the men in the Bible have multiple wives, including great messengers and revered men, respected men, why would that all of a sudden be a bad thing?
Well, I mean, it's still spoke about how God didn't accept that, but he still.
Okay, I mean, where is the verse for that? For him frowning upon that?
You know what? I didn't even pull that verse up, but I might have one. Let's see.
Yeah, go ahead and pull that up. While you're pulling that up, shout out to Nate the Great supporting the work now. So acknowledge Drip Lord Entertainment writes, I'm going to keep it a bean. If Mr. Burton signs off on it, I'm with it. It is truly Sasson or nothing. He's the purest representation of the truth. Peace of the saints in a real way, man. Shout out to Nicaragua. He writes, keep cooking, saint. Thanks for the context. Oh, indeed. People, they cherry pick verses. They cherry pick verses, and it doesn't serve God's will. And it doesn't, aside from God, it doesn't even serve the goodness of human beings on earth. Shout to Frank. He writes, tuition, let's cook. Oh, yeah, we just heated up the stove right now. We ain't even put the chili beans on. You did. Go ahead. I'm waiting on that verse.
I'll go ahead. But no, the thing is, I really think that is a big thing, is people do cherry pick out the Bible. Unless you're in
I'm waiting for your verse right now, though, Jacob.
I know. I didn't even pull it up
name, right? Wait, is Jacob a biblical name?
It is. It is a biblical name.
That's a biblical name.
Yeah.
Marquette is not a biblical name. So I'm going to need you to know that word better than me, Brody. I'm ready. Hit me. Yeah, I'm gonna see exactly. Let me see. That's the problem. Is people are going based on their feelings, and
That's
especially
what
as
you're
men,
doing.
we don't need to go based on our feelings.
Bro,
we
you
need to
gotta
go
give
based
us
on what is
verses, and
real.
you're not giving us verses, my nigga.
You see, I don't go based on my feelings at all. Everything I do is calculated. I mean,
But you ain't got
that's
that
why I own
word
my
ready for me.
business. What's that?
You ain't got that word ready for me.
Oh, okay.
No, no. Everything you should be, if you say you Christian, everything that you go about should be from the Bible. You said calculated. Well, calculated from your own point of view, from your own understanding, from your thoughts. Shit, you need to be living your lifestyle according to that word, my G. And even though that doesn't go for him, he's just a lost nigga. You can just look at him and tell, look at this nigga. He a lost nigga.
Telling me that
I just didn't
you're
want
telling me that God in his book, God has never spoken to you in an audible voice. God has never handed you a letter. The greatest thing that God has ever handed you is that good book called the Bible, which has a multitude of versions and is reinterpreted and reinterpreted. And
ain't no marks,
But
just
if that's
mark.
what you say you believe in as a Christian, whatever form of Christian you may be, you need to be deep in that word. And here's what really kills me about Christians, major air quotes. By the way, one of them tried to cheat me this morning for 30,000. Wow. What kills me about Christians is you have one book that you have to read to feel like you're an expert on how you should live, and you still haven't read the book. You still haven't mastered it. You still don't have it on the tip of your tongue and on the tip of your fingertips, but you guys would all proselytize. And the fact of the matter is you're largely going based on your feelings. Because if
you see, now I'm going to tell you why he went there. He went there because where he was in regards to this adultery talk and where he wanted to go, he didn't have the information nor the knowledge of the word to try to whoop his feet with the word, you know what I'm saying, to go there. So he went on ahead and tried to attack him in another way, like he did with Tommy Sotomayor. He tried to attack something else because, you know, he couldn't have a sufficient argument. You know, his thoughts was insufficient. His proof was insufficient. I think so. He tried to abort mission quick to try to put focus on something else. So he tried to deflect and put it to somewhere else because of his knowledge in regards to adultery. Where it wouldn't. I peeped that. He does that often. You know, I'm surprised ain't nobody picked that shit up and whoop his feet. So you got to come prepared, right? See, what old boy should have did was went through his Bible, anything that he's going to talk about. So if they already knew they were going to talk about this, adultery should have been some verses that he should have had on standby. In regards to marriage, he should have had multiple verses on standby. You got to be prepared, especially if you're going to have debate. You need to have reference points, and ain't none of them was prepared. But he's supposed to be a businessman, though, on the right. He's supposed to be a businessman, but yet came to something unprepared. Do you go to your business unprepared? If they come by, if them people come by to check to see if you're doing good business, if they try to go here, you feel me, and see what's going on with your business, are you going to be unprepared? No, you're going to be prepared. So why come unprepared to a book, to a debate, even though you shouldn't even be debating a nigga like him? That ain't even Christ-like, to be honest with you. You shouldn't even be debating a nigga like this. But you expose your own hand of trying to defend a lifestyle that you don't know shit about. And he looks stupid on trying to criticize a lifestyle that he don't know shit about. That doesn't make sense. So both these niggas is wrong, and both these niggas is ass backwards.
You for sure you'd have them words ready for me. What's that?
No, pastors and preachers haven't mastered. You're never going to master that book. You're trying your hardest to live your life the best of your ability to it. It's just an outline of how you should at least.
You should at least have it ready to go though when you have A, reacted to my word, B, been invited to a debate, and then C, presumably had a decent amount of time to prepare. I just changed countries and arrived in a new country and been taking meetings with bankers and lawyers.
How you gonna criticize a nigga about not being prepared when you Googled when you Leviticus from the American version of the Bible? How the like the nerve of this stupid nigga to criticize somebody else about not being prepared. And he has shown his lack of preparedness from the start of this so-called debate, if that's what you want to call it. The way it sounds like he probably got frustrated with his own unpreparedness, and he got frustrated, so he probably went to go ahead and attack old boy. If old boy would have came just to at least be prepared, he would have made him feel stupid on his own interview or debate or whatever the hell, his channel.
For the last 12 hours when I should have been sleeping.
Well, you're trying to have me pull up verses. You know what I mean? I'm talking to you.
You should have your verses ready from whatever Bible that you study. You should have had them verses ready. It don't take that long. It probably would have took maybe about an hour of your time, if that, to make sure that you are prepared. You could at least wrote the chapters down or Googled them, or you could have had them as reference points in your Bible, which you should have handy to be able to study on a regular basis, to be able to whoop his feet on. But you didn't. So that just tells me about both you individuals. If I'm going to argue, right, about, let's say, for instance, who greater, Kobe or Shaq, I'm going to have reference points. Not only am I going to have reference points in regards to Kobe's stats, his rings, his teammates, I'm going to have reference points of what he did in certain big-time games and how he went about them. I'm going to have the timestamps. I'm going to have some box scores. I'm going to have I'm going to be prepared. I believe in being thorough. I believe in being prepared. So if I'm going to a debate in front of thousands of people, or millions or whatever the case may be, I am going to do my best to be prepared, especially if I know the topic at hand, especially if I know the direction of how this topic is going to go. And both of these individuals understood that, and they were not prepared. He Googled one thing and thought that represents preparedness. No wonder your app failed. No wonder your app failed at them school systems, because you're not thorough and you're a failure. And your app represented your whole life, which is being a failure, young grasshopper.
I can justify what I'm saying. So right off the bat,
I'm arguing what God says, and I'm arguing secular logic at the same time.
Yeah,
when I argue what God says, I use logic based on what we all know from the Bible, or I use the direct verse, which I just quoted a verse from the Bible.
I understand. So logical.
God says.
I know, but I'm asking you logically. You're saying it is. So you being a logical person, you're trying to say it's better for a man to have multiple wives than just one wife. Why is that though? Why would you think that? Now I'm Hispanic. Let me explain to you something. I'm Hispanic.
Okay.
And
you don't want me to answer that. So I'm not going to answer. Go ahead.
I know, but I'll go into that right
Catholic?
now. I'm Hispanic. Most of the dads, I'm part Hispanic. Most of the dads do have multiple women all over the place. And it's broken up so many families. Right. The kids are grown up to be murderers, thieves, they're in jail, shot. Most people I know have grown up to be that way because their dad wasn't in the picture and they're running the streets. My dad was in the picture still. So he was still punking me to a point. Even though I grew up rough, he was still punking me. Now, a lot of the times, when a man has multiple women.
Is that punking? Your dad being a dad that pushes a line and do what a dad, he think that's punking? Putting discipline in you, that's punking? You grew up rough, and then he talks about, how they didn't have dads. That ain't got shit to do. That ain't got shit to do with having multiple wives. You can be a present dad and have multiple wives, and you could be an ain't shit dad and have one wife. What does that mean?
How is that ever going to go right? Usually, when do you see that right in this world? The percentage wise, you don't see it because polygamy is not a thing. And when they are, they're in Utah with some weird white dudes acting fools. I mean, come on. I mean, look at the people that are doing polygamy. You want to be those people, like hiding in the mountains? I mean, really, think about it that way. So logically speaking, there's no way, dude. Like you see all the people. I don't know where you grew up, if you grew up in a rough place, but everybody around me didn't have dads. And most of my friends are in jail, dead, are doing the same thing, still just pulling all these women, doing the same, and they're not taking care of their kids. So it's one or the other. So logically speaking, there's no way that's right, dude. I've seen it firsthand.
I appreciate your points, and I will respond now.
Okay.
Number one,
Experience.
you were asked to bring up some scripture.
And that doesn't
You
even
didn't bring up
represent 2% of the population, not even 1% of the population in regards to your own experiences. Why are you talking about your own experience in a so-called debate like this? What are you talking about, G?
the scripture. So I just
Both
want that
you
to be
guys
for the
are
record,
idiots.
and that's fine. Number two, you go into logic, and I'm a logician, so let's work. You speak of the ills that result in our society in the United States, in the West, of people
What
behaving
is this nigga?
irresponsibly, males having children, not caring for them or the woman, broken homes you reference. I agree. Those persons who are doing that, both the males and the females, those are monogamous. Those are monogamous. Those are not polygamous. Those are persons who are trying to be in monogamous relationships. And when they're dealing
should
with other
ask
women,
what's
they
the
are
definition
cheating,
of
which
that.
is to say they're going outside of what they agreed on, what the woman expected, what the woman was.
Hey, Marquette, you suck ass nigga, because I know you be watching my shit. Nigga, take notes, nigga. Take notes. Because as you would say, because where I'm from, not only do we know our ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, nigga, but we thorough too.
Was expecting, which was a monogamous relationship with only her. And a lot of times their relationships break because the male is dealing with another woman and it's behind her back, which means it's deceitful, it's dishonest, and it's irresponsible. And furthermore, I reference marriage. You are referencing indiscriminate intercourse among monogamists, which is bad and has failed on a consistent basis. So you're only verifying what I spoke of. Conversely, if people were polygynous, which is the specific condition of a man having multiple wives, the women, they would be taken care of because they are in the context of marriage. They are connected to that man, you might say, of his flesh. And those children would be cared for. And if he were to do the thing of dealing with another woman, it would only be in the context of marriage, which means there is a contract that he would take care of that woman and the offspring. Hence, you would not have the broken homes that you yourself described. And when you have the proper expectation of polygyny in the West, then you will not have foolish women saying, hey, because you're not with just me and I can't control my base feelings of jealousy and rage and being unruly, I'm going to leave you and break this home and create a bastard of your child. If they had the expectation of polygyny, they would stay within that man's leadership with him as their cover, leader, and patriarch, and they would get on just fine, perhaps like the brother Moses and perhaps like any of the brothers referenced in the good book that you have yet to reference.
Do you have polygamous friends?
I have friends around the world. I have various people who practice polygyny in the Middle East, in Africa. So yes, I do.
I lived in Utah for 2 years because I've been in a lot of trouble out here. So I ended up getting shipped to Utah. I've met polygamous men. And they are the weirdest dudes, man. Even in a logical, like they live, they have to live in the mountains.
You have to understand this. You're referring to fringe Mormon polygynists. Like you're referring to fringe Mormon polygynists. You're saying that they're weird. They may be weird. You're saying that they're doing it wrong. They may be doing it wrong. I agree with you there. So we're not in disagreement. And furthermore, you're not disagreeing with polygyny. You're saying, hey, I observe these people do it in a weird way. Well, yeah, I observe most Christians lying, cheating, stealing, and being promiscuous. But that would not characterize all Christians, even though I'd say that's a majority. And in fact, I would challenge you that most polygynists are not in the United States. They would be in the Islamic world, in the Middle East. So that wouldn't even be a meaningful reference point that you're making.
I mean, it's still a reference point. I mean, it's United States reference point. So I mean, I understand.
But it's illogical because you said we're talking about logic, and you said, "Hey, here's my issues with polygamy."
No, we need to talk about it from the United States point of view, because that's the majority of everybody's experiences. Growing up, you need to talk about it from a United States point of view. You can't use, I mean, if you're looking for it as an entirety, you can. But let's just be honest, we all are Americanized. We all have thoughts shaped from a United States point of view. So when we talk about that, then we should use the United States in our examples. It's only right, because you're talking about different cultures that the United States don't even adopt. And we could talk about, some of the unsuccessful things or successful things brought from other cultures that, that can bring a certain type of outlook. And that's what old Mark Kett is doing, right? He's seen some of the successful things that were brought over that could be adopted. It would be something as far as eating habits. And then he could see things from an unsuccessful point of view, and some of the things that are brought over that doesn't work out here, that may work out there. And, motherfuckers come up out here to be free, So, when a motherfucker got that freedom mindset and come out here to be free and is exposed to different things and have the freedom to do different things that they might have didn't have in their homeland, they're gonna go about things and think about things and conduct themselves in ways that they might have normally have. So then now what? Then what we talking?
Polygyny. You said my issue is the broken homes, the boys without fathers, the women without husbands. I said, oh, that's ironic because those are the very things that you find in monogamy, which is dominant in the West. You also have high rate of divorce in the West. You have high rates of promiscuity in the West. You have high rates of two children by each and provide for all of them and be present. There's no logic there. It's not supported. For example, what would be easier? Here's two scenarios. Here's a monogamous scenario. Here's a polygynous scenario. In the monogamous scenario, you're a dweeb who has a wife who dominates you, right? Which is why you live like a beta male. And you have 8 kids with that one wife. So you're a dweeb with one wife, 8 kids. Then you're on the side of you're a boss and you have 2 wives and then you have 2 kids with each wife. Who has a better arrangement? Surely the polygynous person. Why? Because his kids are all going to get more attention because there are more adults to keep eyes on them, more adults to teach them, more adults to homeschool them, more adults to earn money so that they can all live well. In the monogamous situation, there's fewer.
I could play devil. Like, I think he needs some help. Like, I think he should have called me up. I could have helped him. Even if I didn't believe it, I'll just give him points that support the stance that he was trying to make, because he just looked like he just lost. He let this motherfucker just ramble. He lost. I just want him to swing back, I just want you to swing back, my boy. I just want you to swing back.
Adults, less income, less eyes on the kids. So the kids are not going to benefit from fewer adults. They're going to benefit from more adults. I used to be in the education in education, public education, on the business side and on the side of being a teacher. And I was liaison between Baltimore City Public Schools and the mayor of Baltimore. In education, we actually have metrics for adult to student ratio. Why? Because more adults to students is better for the kids. So how can you try to justify the idea that fewer adults for the kids gives the kids a better outcome?
What I'm justifying is their father being there.
Okay, in those 2 scenarios, the monogamous, the guy has 8 kids, 1 wife. The guy has 4 kids, 2 wives. who's going to get more of their father? The 4 kids in the polygynous situation or the 8 kids in the monogamous situation? Who gets more of their father?
But it doesn't really matter. You're going to get more of the father with the one family. How would you not? When you have more kids, how would you not?
Whoa! I want to make sure
they're going to be talking to their mother. Think about them, right? So the mother.
You're talking about the mother now. You said who gets more of their father. You got to stay
what
focused.
I'm saying is all these women taking care of all these kids. How good are the kids when moms are taking care of the kids? They're running amok. The father's the ones that put them in place.
You're off topic, though. I'm just trying to hold you down to what you said. In the polygamous situation, you have 2 wives and you have 2 kids with each, a total of 4 kids. In the monogamous situation, you have 1 wife and 8 kids. Which kids get more of their father? And I'm not assuming
the one with 4 kids. I mean,
one with 4 kids, exactly. So that destroys your whole argument about polygyny being something that gives the kids less of their father. That was your argument. That one has been defeated and checkmated. What is your next argument?
The psychological effect on these kids with multiple mothers. I mean, what do you? Are you a polygamist? Do you have multiple wives?
What do you mean multiple mothers? They only got 1 mother. What is he talking about? Having multiple kids, especially around the same time, it could be done. You could spread yourself out. You got to learn. Every kid gonna be different. You got to reach out different. Know your kids. But you can go ahead and create a program for your household to better suit your kids to be able to get the success that you want your kids to obtain. It's not hard. It's just gonna take for you to put some time and effort into it. That's all these kids is missing nowadays anyway. It's time and effort. A lot of these kids just get food on the table and a shelter, and that's it. And these parents think that that's raising these kids. And I know there's some kids that ain't even getting that. But these kids need time. These kids need time. These kids need the right time. These kids need the right guidance. You don't know how many times when you see successful people that come from especially situations with pops, on how they always thinking they pops, on how they always talking about the life lessons that they pops gave them, that they able to carry through till this day. And if I just want to whoop Marquette feet on the number of kids, a lot of them, well, I wouldn't say a lot of them, but there's a good percentage of them that come from households that had a lot of kids. Not everybody was different, but they was able to go ahead and give the kids what they needed. They understood the assignment. They adjusted to the assignment. You see, how the fuck can Marquette tell anybody about anything and the nigga no kids himself? He only talks about his experience of what he's seen. Or because he once was a kid. The nigga ain't got no kids. So what the fuck can he talk about? It's a whole different ball game when you got a kid or multiple kids, nigga. When you actually going through the fire, how the fuck a nigga with no kids tell me about how to raise my kids and tell me, you feel me, if I'm able to go ahead and apply myself? I don't give a fuck if I had 20 kids. Me is different. There's some people that different that can't do it, but me, if I had 20 kids, nigga, 20 kids is gonna get the best. I don't give a fuck, nigga. My whole life is for these 20 kids now, nigga, and I'm gonna make sure that these 20 kids is best equipped for success, to be able to handle what the world is going to throw at them and dominate that shit. But this nigga, you see, nigga, you able to do things, and nigga, you ain't got no kids. So there's certain things away. So there's certain things that you don't do and do when you got kids, my nigga. Now you start to think about, okay, how does this actions affect my kids? How does me not being in this situation, like, you know what I'm saying? How could this affect my kids? Is this affected in a negative or a positive way? Bitch ass nigga, you don't think about none of that shit. And you got the nerve to be sitting over there talking about you're not qualified. to even speak about no shit like this because, and quite frankly, in some of the topics that you talk about, you ain't even experiencing this talk about. You talk about from the mindset of a pimp. Nigga, a motherfucking Fruit Roll-Up gave you a book about some pimping. Nigga, fuck you talking about, nigga. You ain't got the experience, nigga, of some pimping, nigga. You talking about, you feel me, about where I'm from. You ain't got no experience of being a street nigga. You just going off of what you seen. You talking about your experiences as a so-called in the corporate world. You speaking against credit, bitch ass nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. You don't know shit. And then you sitting over there debating about, you feel me, the flaws that you think that the Christianity may have. Bitch ass nigga, how you gonna talk about the flaws in somebody else's shit, in somebody else's religion, when you a flawed individual without a religion, bitch ass nigga? Because I can look at the flaws that you got. I just look at you and it can just smell the suckerism in you, nigga. You can't talk about nobody else shit. Me, I'm a nigga, you understand me, that understands what I want, understands what I believe in, but I understands that what I believe in and what I want, that don't fit everybody else. So I'm not going to go ahead and hold that against you because you choose to live life on different terms than me. That'll make you not one less than me. Because you want to go ahead and live your life a certain way that I don't, and vice versa. Nigga, that just means that we just different. But we come fellowship when it's time to come fellowship, my nigga. And break bread when it's time to break bread with one another, nigga. But that don't make see one thing's for sure. This bitch ass nigga be acting like because he went to a motherfucking college that he don't use. He got an education that he don't use. He talk about all this educational background that ended up, you feel me, contributing to this nigga being a failure, and try to go ahead and put it on other niggas who in our reality is more accomplished than him. The nigga that he talking about that he will beat up right here on the right, he's more accomplished than him. He running a successful business. You failed at every endeavor that you ever attempted in, and you're not trying again. So now you're on YouTube, nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga. You a failure. You can't talk about a nigga in the game when you out the game, when you on the bench, nigga. You ain't even a sixth man. Nigga, you ain't even Robert Horry and coming in and hitting the game winner. Nigga, you ain't even Ben Simmons. You ain't even a number 1 overall pick. Nigga, you ain't even Emmanuel Mudiay with this shit, nigga. You ain't even Steve Kerr with this shit. You ain't even Bill Cartwright with this shit, nigga. You more like Patrick Ewing's son. Nigga got drafted because he Patrick Ewing's son and out the league, nigga, just like that. Bitch ass nigga. Cal was your daddy, nigga, and now you out the league, nigga.
Are you working on multiple wives?
I just want to confirm. You're now off of the idea that the kids don't get enough of their father, and now you're onto a separate argument, which is you're
saying with 4 kids. I mean, if you have multiple wives, most of the time you're going to have way more than 4 kids.
I would hope you
let's
do,
just be real about that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I can always
use that
route.
logic to break apart your.
I know you did, but it's still.
I'm trying. I've stated everything clearly. I don't try. I get across the line.
When I was speaking,
AKA the Old Testament, a woman shall be soil for one man, but a man particularly things he can't understand the big picture.
Talking about some women.
That's all I understand.
Okay, God made way to identify if a woman has been with a man before. Is there a natural God made way to identify if a woman has been with a man before?
I mean, when I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
God,
you ever heard of a hymen virginity? Her hymen, when you break it, it bleeds.
Well, yeah,
that's a natural God-made way to verify if a woman has been with a man.
Okay, but I was thinking
I get what you doing now. You find niggas that you understand that ain't educated, that don't know shit. So you can go ahead and make yourself look superior. We done got on to you, nigga. Who the fuck is this?
I'll go ahead and carry on with the rest of my day.
Nigga, who is you?
So you're stating that if good men have children, that it'll just keep pushing their understanding that.
My nigga, I will roast the fuck out this nigga. Who is this nigga? Nigga coming up on my motherfucking debate and shit, trying to tell me about some shit.
Good male onto these children. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying what's called that good men are very rare. So why should they not be able to have multiple wives and therefore what's called populate the society with
good men is very rare? How so?
Children, based on the fact that we're seeing a common trend that, again, like Marquette has pointed out, not just what's it called in certain minority groups, but just in what's it called in all races, like all ethnicities. People are just people who are, again, living in what's it called, the lowest of conditions, like, again, primarily low intellect. They're going ahead and they're spreading their seed. And unfortunately, like, what's it called, I see a lot of
there's niggas, you feel me, who don't come from them circumstances that spreading they seed, and that's still stupid than a motherfucker, and that still can't raise these kids up the way that they should. And there's people that's up in high places, you feel me, that is damaging their kids too. So what the fuck is you talking about? You bitch ass niggas can't sit over there. You get up on here trying to gang up on this motherfucker, man. You motherfuckers get up on here, don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Children who are the same, or not children, adults now who are the same age as me, and they're not respectful, they're not smart, and on top of that, they're what's it called? They lack confidence. So
I'm listening to you talk. You don't have confidence. I hear a passive ass nigga. Talk with your chest, nigga. Matter of fact, why you even talking up on this bitch with your robe, nigga? Put a shirt on, pussy.
You know, what's it called? And that's a root cause of not having a good man to lead the household and not having in the family.
What is a good father?
Just because you're a smart man or a good man doesn't mean you're going to have great kids.
Fact.
I mean, it's a higher possibility.
I agree
but
with that.
I mean, even like I know I already know he's going to come at me, but even biblically in the Bible,
can't go against that. He can't go against that.
Well, Cain killed Abel. I mean, we could always go from that. But I mean, at the end of the day,
hold on. Before we talk about the Bible and stuff like that, are you a credible voice to present an opposing stance?
So we don't went from Bible talk to this shit because he don't know shit. Because if that was the case, he would have been staying on topic. Now they're going off of what they think, their life experiences, how they view shit. Nothing about what this Bible. Like Geno Jennings said, give me Bible. Give me Bible. Nigga can't give me Bible.
Arguments given your activities with women in tandem with your spiritual beliefs?
I think I am, in a sense, because
my whole thing is this. That's question.
My whole thing is this. I've done all this kind of stuff. I've been married. I've been with all kinds of women. I've done all of this.
Why are you divorced?
I have a successful business. I've done this stuff. So
what was your reason?
I see what happens to men that do that are with so many women, multiple women. I see what happens to them later down the line. I don't want to end up like one of those guys. I know he's talking about that. It's going to be different if you're married to them, but I don't think that.
I'm just asking if you're a credible voice. What's called, because ultimately,
marriage ain't gonna have no bitch act, right?
Main thing that should be the root, the what's called the guiding path of your life is your spirituality. And given that that's the case, it's unfortunate that that you know this, you acknowledge this, but yet you still engage in the filthy behaviors of of having multiple women that you say is is not good for society. But yet you want to be a voice and on top of that create public
sound like some of the
representation
guys
of
I
your
was in the
stance
army
on the
with.
issue that
They was messing up
would be
simple
counter
orders
to
by
what you're
overthinking.
actually
I
experiencing
never
in real
said I
life.
wanted to be a voice. What I'm saying is
I like that.
right and wrong.
I like that.
I never
I
said I
like
wanted to
that
be a
point.
voice for that.
I like
What I'm
that
saying
point.
is what I'm speaking of is right
I
and
like
wrong.
that point.
I'm not going to speak of delusion. That's just how I am. I've built things up. I've built my businesses up on not being delusional. So I've done everything I do is being strategic all the time. That's how I am. And that's why I'm successful. That's why I do what I do.
It's right. What's it called? You're a person who is investing in property. You might be like Marquette, who's also a software developer. And
software developer that failed? Why y'all giving them credit for something that failed? Nigga, if I failed at something, don't give me credit for trying. Don't give me credit for attempting. Give me credit for my successes. He said Google him in that. I Googled him in that. That shit was a failure. Why are you giving this nigga credit for some shit that he failed at? If your shit was a success, he'll be using that shit to this day. To this day.
And you have what's called many tasks that you need to handle at once. Generally, these things can be done by one person, but it's extremely difficult, and humans operate better when they're focusing on one task. So would it not be smart and just to have multiple females in your life, ones who love you, ones who care about you, ones who
well, unfortunately, the majority of humans that doesn't apply to. One task will be putting our energy in developing our kids. But we got to get this money, right? So we focusing on money and get to these kids. People may have wives, right? You're putting your energy into that too, right? You have other tasks as far as, you know what I mean? You have other ventures that you want to get into too. So that doesn't make any sense either. Majority of humans have more than one thing that they're focusing on. That's just part of the game. He coming up on here like he out here giving some hellified information. And this motherfucker sitting over there taking notes like he's speaking some hellified shit. Get the fuck out of here.
What's called ones whom you can trust that can help you, sort of operate at a higher level. In other words,
from what it sounds like, you're trying to compare somebody that has, as far as Marquette, a business and who would need help, so he would hire an assistant. He wouldn't hire somebody, right. You know what I mean? Right. So, and then you're talking about having multiple women and a man having troubles in his life. So if I have troubles in my life, that would have to be sexually. And if I need other women to handle my business, I'm doing something wrong. Because me as a man, I should be able to handle whatever I need to handle on my own, or hire an assistant, not other females, to take care of what I need to take care of. So if you're
wives can be assistants,
a wife can be an assistant. Why would I need more?
We're speaking about multiple wives here.
Hold on. So,
this nigga.
If the task is that big where I need 3 women to do it, I shouldn't be doing it.
Why?
How many people does it take?
Are actually where they need to be, which is to say they're too big.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of
that don't make no sense.
If it's that difficult, either you need to hire somebody else. You shouldn't be.
Where Gil at?
Pull Obed.
That nigga American Control. They should bring his ass back on. This nigga came. No wonder he was quiet in the background when old boy was getting at him, because he just sound dumb as fuck. You niggas be coming up on here sounding stupid. Hey man, if you don't know shit, just shut the fuck up. Nigga, if you ain't got nothing to say, nice to say, don't say it at all. Didn't grandma and them tell you that shit? And you niggas ain't got nothing nice to say. You niggas talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Nothing.
Obed off just so I can widen the screen because we got 2 guys on their side. Obed, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting the work and for joining on. It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I know you're going to be very successful. And so,
how do I join the Sasson before I head out? Because I'm in the Los Angeles area, and I'd actually like to meet the folks under your community.
It's some good brothers over there in Los Angeles, and you better start getting in shape.
You want to go ahead and meet these losers? You want to beat these losers? Y'all spending y'all hard-earned money to meet this loser?
Now, if you're not already, if your cardio game ain't strong,
I'm in great shape.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go to thesasson.com, THESASN.com. Once you join, you'll go through new member orientation. They'll connect you with Chris, who's the executive in Southern California. They'll get you plugged in with the guys, and you're going to love it. I promise you. I could already tell.
Thank you, Marco.
Absolutely. Pleasure to meet. Peace of the Saints.
To the other two gentlemen, too. Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Absolutely. Okay, let's cook. Okay, so Rico, are you of the same position as Jacob, which is to say that you believe
this nigga look like a nigga named Cardell?
That it is wrong to the act of polygyny is wrong?
Yeah, I believe a man should only have one wife. I grew up in a household with a mom and dad. You know what I mean? There wasn't
okay. We're not gonna hold it against you because that's what you believe in. You know, we ain't gonna hold that against you.
Well, moms, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. That's my stance
on
it.
We said polygyny. That's a specific stance of a male having multiple wives. The other thing that you're talking about is a filthy situation, which I too agree is inappropriate. So let's be clear. We're talking about polygyny, a man having multiple wives, which is something that you can observe in China, you can observe in Egypt, you can observe throughout sub-Saharan Africa today, you can observe everywhere in the world. That is what we're talking about.
Then take your ass over there.
No, I mean that's not my stance. No, I'm not for it.
If you feel like you handicapped and you can't get down the way that you want to get down in America, then take your ass out there. Then it's that simple. Shit, nigga. No matter where the fuck I'm at, nigga, I'm gonna get down how I won't get down.
Okay, there's one thing to be not for it, but there's another thing to be against it. So, for example, I'm not for monogamy for myself, but I'm also not against it. So, for example, like you and Jacob, I think you guys should be monogamous. I think that's the perfect thing for you guys is to be monogamous. I think it's a great thing for you gentlemen. And I think it's an even greater thing for me to be polygynous. So, are you against polygyny?
Socked up, huh?
Yes.
Primary in this thing.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, we can cook then. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and catch up on these super chats, and then we're going to get to work. May I acknowledge Mr. Baker? He writes, quote, "A lot of my friends' women's are dime, submissive, and faithful." Jacob, do you consider why men sometimes...
You don't get no pussy. A lot of my friends' women are dime, submissive, and faithful. How would you know that? How do you know that? You may consider that they are dimes and they may be submissive. What if them bitches is assholes, nigga, when you ain't around? And bitch, how you know that they faithful? Shut the fuck up. You niggas be sitting over there just talking, just to be talking. Jacob, do you consider white men sometimes view Christians as liars? Nigga, people who are identified as Christian ain't the only one who lie. Nigga, there's non-Christians who lie too. There's people with other religions who lie too. Why are you just sitting over there just, I know that that's the topic at hand though, but like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these niggas don't think outside the box. That's why they some lame, non-pussy getting ass niggas. They is some lame, non-pussy getting ass niggas. Do you think Christians, like, who the fuck talks like that, nigga? And then here come this bitch ass nigga sitting over there trying to make a point. Like, he done for. We done fast forwarded through this whole shit, looking at this suck ass nigga talk about a whole bunch of nothing. He came through, you feel me, and Googled a Bible verse to try to make his point, but came with no more
Christians as liars.
This bitch ass nigga ain't come with no more support evidence after that. How you gonna go ahead and try to go ahead, my nigga, and criticize somebody else's religion, but you can't whoop them with no facts in regards to their own shit?
Yeah.
You look stupid as fuck. If you gonna talk about you a man that bases his life off of the facts and bases his argument off the facts, nigga, where the facts at? We've been talking about how y'all view things and what you think. This whole cat is a whole.
A lot of Christians are liars.
Shots immunity above 101. He writes to the guest.
That was a great one, man.
To the guest, I respect you defending your stance. However, you've yet to make an argument backed by linear logic or your Bible. All attempts have been pulverized. So yes, you are intellectually weak in the context of this debate. Damn. Shout out to Kevin. He writes, he's the definition of a beta male. He'll never understand satisfying multiple.
No, Kevin Shipley, you're the definition of a beta male sitting over there talking about satisfying multiple bitches. Why is your whole purpose about satisfying these bitches? Only a bitch ass nigga think like that of satisfying multiple women. That's how I know you motherfuckers are losers. And that's how I know losers follow this nigga. You talking about satisfying these bitches. Who the fuck you think you is? R. Kelly and them, nigga? Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Nigga, P. Diddy over there, nigga, was satisfied. They don't understand it like I
do. Multiple women to want them to agree to get along and accept one husband.
That dude would get slapped, and I'll take his chick so he can shut his mouth.
Shout out to Seven.
You gonna take his chick, but that goes against what you talking about, though. What's up with all this humbleness and nigga? I don't believe in more than one bitch. And now you talking about you gonna slap a nigga and take his bitch. Shut the fuck up, nigga. And this nigga Cardell right here, nigga. Hey, nigga. Hey, this helicopter flying ass nigga right. Oh, are you ready, kids? Aye, Captain ass nigga. I can hear you.
He comes in via PayPal. He writes,
over here.
and by the way, Rico, are you also saying that it's wrong due to your biblical understanding or just due to your personal feelings?
Yeah, I mean, you can say my moral standing also biblically.
Hey, what that nigga song say? Don't bother me. I'm working. Don't bother me. I'm working. Hey, they try to tell. Hey, man, they try to send that nigga. They try to send old Diddy under, boy. That nigga got to change his name now. That nigga went from Puff Daddy. That nigga went to Sean Combs. Diddy, nigga, Puffy, nigga. Shit, he got one more in him, nigga. He got one more, nigga. He got to turn into a Super Saiyan 3 now, nigga. Hey, I seen a clip earlier. Hey, nigga, I didn't watch the whole shit. What's this nigga name? The baby talk about after the party, he was 1 of 15 left. Hold up, nigga. What you mean you was 1 of 15 left? And it was just Jay and Beyonce there, nigga. Hold up, nigga. What, you was the chosen one? You was part of the 133. Nigga was out there Diddy bopping your motherfucking ass, nigga. Hold up, G. Fuck you mean, nigga. It was just you and 1 of 15, nigga.
Okay, so biblically, okay, got it. Fantastic. Seven writes via PayPal. He writes Ephesians 5:31. Quote, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I think we don't.
Were you around when we discussed?
Yeah, we went through this part. Yeah, man. Marquette is a fool. He's a fool. He's a damn fool. He's an uneducated fool. Just because you graduated from college don't make you smart. That's for damn sure. And just because you didn't graduate from college, just because you didn't graduate from high school, don't mean you're not smart either. Nigga. You know? For somebody to sit over there and talk about accomplishments and to talk about himself like he's some hellified nigga, he sure don't got no hellified accomplishments. That's for motherfucking show. Marquette is a loser. And he tries to go ahead and find, people that may not be developed yet, or people that may not be doing nothing, or people that he may feel superior than, and bring them on here to try to go ahead and make them feel less in front of the public to boost himself up. That, my people, is what you call a bitch ass nigga. That's a bitch ass nigga right there. You know, we don't kind of fast forward this whole debate to get a feel for what could have been said and what could have been did. And it went from supposedly starting off with facts to talking about now their feelings, talking about things or how they view things and how that has nothing to do with the facts. If you gonna try to debate scripture, nigga, pull the scripture out, bitch ass nigga. Pull the scripture out, bitch ass nigga. But no, they don't do that. Whole shit, nigga. For a nigga to talk about he a thorough nigga, right? He said that out of his mouth. He said, I'm a thorough nigga. Where I'm from. Okay. Okay, see murder. Where I'm from. Okay, nigga. So if where you from, you this thorough nigga, and you done came to this debate unprepared, my thorough nigga. But anywho, I'm about this thing. I'm done for the night, y'all. Until the next time, y'all. We go.